Laz, are you uploaded your reaction?
Yeah, it's uploading right now. Just getting the thumbnail done.
Bro, Dritz's thumbnails are so fucking funny, dude.
They are honestly.
That man is literally
It's just
so
hilarious.
fucking funny, man.
The one that kills me is the one where at top of the corner, so I got wiped, and he's like "killer," like because you get to see it, like him actually saying that. Oh, like
Something's wrong with Dritz.
oh no. Oh, no.
Something's wrong with Dritz. Like
The
it's
week,
funny.
the-
It's funny as fuck last night when everybody's like fucking hyping up the Stampede trailer, right? And then
yeah.
Dritz comes in with the fucking
Like-
thumbs down, like, and so it's like, of course,
yeah,
Like,
bro. Oh my god.
you gotta expect that from Dritz.
Yeah, bro. Like, man.
This boy
That trailer,
Juice
though.
says, "Wait, I missed the reaction."
And even like the dude, like his neck to neck with you Laz was like the worst two pictures of your guys' faces that you.
I was like
possibly
wondering,
get.
like, what? I'm like, yo, what did he do with? I was thinking, like, why would you choose that of all the pictures? I'm like, you know what, bro? I'll let it rock.
Absolutely,
I'll let it rock.
That was intentional for sure.
It's like a screen cap, literally. Like as soon as we're like doing the recording and stuff, he's like, yeah, I'll take this one.
It's like I'm gonna see the worst face Laz can make, and we're gonna use that. All right, perfect.
Crazy.
All right, let's pop in the chat. We back. One Piece chapter 934. I saw Lando saying on Twitter that this is one of the best chapters of Wano, and I'm inclined to agree with that.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say? This is the best chapter in Wano?
One of the best.
One of.
What is the best chapter?
Probably Luffy getting one shotted.
Not the
Really?
chapter before that. When
925, I would
Shikamaru were going at it, then Kaido interrupted. That was the best chapter.
We still got to count 925 as Wano. So, like, I mean, that chapter would have to be it.
What was 925?
Blackbeard.
Ooh, that was a lot. Yeah.
I mean, that
one
didn't happen on Wano.
How much money you got? A lot.
Well, I mean, but does it have to specifically be on Wano or within the arc? Like, I think it should be.
It's within an arc, so I guess it's fine. But I mean, it's kind of a cheap pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, 925 was pretty good. There was like that whole entire span of like 6 chapters or whatever, however many chapters it was pretty fire. If we're gonna be honest.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I like the continuity in this chapter though. It just flowed so well. That's what I loved about it. Any thoughts on the cover page?
I'm gonna go check it out right now.
Usopp and
whatever.
Yeah,
Fucking
fuck.
It pretty much just means King's gonna kill him.
That's it. He's a martyr for this arc.
He's being king, yeah.
So it starts off with the Big Mom pirates, and they're wondering, out of all the things that could have happened, Big Mom fell off the boat. Nobody else fell off this boat except for Big Mom. What do you guys think about this dialogue between the kids? I thought it was fucking hilarious. Some of the shit they were talking about, especially Perospero.
Perospero power hungry.
He's an idiot.
He had me dying, but it was just like how he said the Big Mom pirates would turn into the what he said, the Perospero pirates.
Yeah.
Come on, like seriously, like what are you talking about?
And then smoking dick.
Daifuku had to like remind him real quick, nigga. What? No.
Yeah.
It would be Katakuri, boy. What are you talking about? But what's hilarious about it all was that Smoothie came in. Was like, yo, stop talking about the bitch like she dead. She's like, you just said the memory card is okay.
Yeah, she was just salty when fucking Daifuku stood up. He's like, why don't we have Katakuri be the captain? And she's like, hey, what about me, bitch?
Yeah, right.
I'm still here. Like...
She's like, he just lost. I had a better arc.
Yeah.
I didn't lose. Yeah. That's a Luffy kid. But nah, also, pretty much solid confirmation that Big Mom and Kaido were on the same crew.
I mean, the Rock's theory is alive.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was heavily implied when Hina was talking about it, but now it's like confirmed they were on the same crew.
I'm really starting to wonder what direction this fucking arc is going to go, because like honestly, it sounds fucking crazy, right? But I honestly think that it's possible that Big Mom and Kaido might team up against like the whole alliance and have 2 Yonkos versus them.
It depends on does Big Mom ask Kaido to fulfill this favor in Wano, right? So, and the thing is, if Big Mom and Kaido teams up, if they do team up, it's like, how much do you guys value the strength of that person in the cage? Like,
I don't know.
Factor.
Yeah, but it's like, you have to think of it. Let's say it's a Roger Pirates or whatever raid. I don't think they can't still then. How much is that going to help really against like combined Yonkos teaming up? Like.
It says heavily implied that Garp beat that crew too. It's heavily implied that Garp was the reason for them to disband. That's what was heavily implied.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he beat their like leader or something, like whoever it was.
Yeah, whoever it was. He took him out. Probably snuck him or something. But
snuck him.
Yeah, he's chilling in the cage right now, man.
Yeah, he definitely did that. But they said they're talking about Big Mom, and they said Big Mom will she will return to them. They're talking about Kaido wouldn't he would take the chance to kill her, but it's still puzzling that she was the only person to fall off. Like how?
I mean, she is a way fatter. Maybe she fell faster.
Well, she's got like Joel and B like frame, so
you would think
I
she'd
don't
be
know.
priority.
Maybe this is just me being a fucking One Piece stan defending the undefendable, but I honestly don't really mind it that much. It's like whatever it happened, it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It's just one of those things that's like, come on, you know, how did this happen?
I know. I understand what people mean when it's like, what the fuck, but at the same time, it's like, oh, whatever. He wrote it like that, so be it.
Yeah. Wait. Edgar says, facts, Brago. The only way Garp plans hits is by sneaking. I mean, let's go back to this history, man. No straight up hits. We had the whole exchange with Hitetsu, Momonosuke, and Okiku. I think that was probably the slowest part of the chapter where they're talking about everything that was going on.
Yeah.
As far as coming back or whatever. That was like, whatever. Then we see Big Mom. Big Mom's looking kind of thick in this, with her hairstyle. What do you guys think about her?
Yeah, she was looking like the master that was a Robin, like that hairstyle of grandma.
Yeah,
it was pretty dope.
I didn't mind it at all.
Yo, she straight up fucking beat the fuck out of the shark, though.
Yeah, bro, I was crying because we see Chopper sitting on like the wounds and stuff. I'm like, bruh, that's so extra. Like,
wait, it said but she said,
oh, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, he's sitting on the bumps.
Yeah, she said, this croco shark is such a well-behaved child. It's like you forced it to well-behave. You hit it twice.
Yeah, I was just like back to the bear, bro.
But the thing is, how strong is this croco shark if 2 swings by Big Mom didn't put it down?
Yeah, like you just keep going, bro.
One hit killed a bear.
I don't know. Didn't she used to beat Chiffon a lot, and she's still fine?
Chiffon's pretty formidable.
It's also pretty funny to think about it because fucking Jack has one of these too, right? And he probably had to fucking be an epic battle to tame that one motherfucking thing. She two-shot this thing.
But the thing's still going too, which is pretty scary. Like there's like it's like a Torko level monster, honestly.
So I randomly did you guys see King of Lightning's spoil it on Twitter?
Spoil it?
Oh, Torko? Yeah. I saw that.
So I didn't realize it was. I didn't even see it said spoil it. So I'm clicking on oh shit, King on this shit. Then he starts going into the history of Torque. I'm like, hold the fuck up. I'm like, damn, this nigga's spoiling everything in the first 5 seconds. I was like, wait, stop. Man. I was like, fuck. Nigga spoil major shit, but I guess that's a point.
Yeah, that was the whole point. Basically all of that. But it's funny because a lot of if you watch the other videos, they try not to go too
exactly.
Deep.
They try not
man
to.
Went in.
He just the first 5 seconds, he just gives me all the shit about Toriko. I'm like, okay. All right, I'm out.
Yo, I gotta pause this discussion just for 2 seconds to say this. Someone fucking tagged me on Twitter. It says Yonko takes another L, and I look at the tweet. It says J. Cole really the goat.
Stop, bro. He's super. And of course they're gonna tag Fruit because Fruit is the biggest fucking J. Cole hater in the world.
Oh man! Shout out to AK Aurora.
Wait, is Sports Talk? Wait, who's this?
Sports Talk
Barry. Wait, his Twitter account got deleted? No, Sports Talk Barry now.
Are you talking about Barry McCockiner?
Yeah,
Barry McCockiner.
He was wilding today with Cardi B.
Yeah, with Cardi B and Tommy Lauren. But the thing is, he now has shirts called Class Act shirts.
Yeah,
which is fucking hilarious. Anyway, we finally got a map of Wano.
It was dope. Yep.
I think this is great to just show everything, the outline, how everything's probably gonna go down. I didn't realize that Udon, it's fairly close to where they are, but I guess it's on a map, so it looks like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense because considering how close it is and stuff, you would think there'll be easy access for Kaido to go there, right?
Well, didn't they say it was gonna take a certain amount of time to get to Onigashima Island, or was I? Maybe I'm thinking of something.
Well, no, basically, when they set up for the actual attack and stuff, they made a Hapu port. I don't think it's how long it'll take to get there. Yeah. But it's just a matter of them preparing to be at the port to go off. I would assume it would be a day and night situation.
Yeah, that's what I felt like they said it would take a day to get to Onigashima, but I'm probably wrong on that.
I don't remember how long they said it would take.
Yeah, I'm probably wrong on that, but whatever.
But they keep hinting that Big Mom is really hungry. Her mouth is watering.
Eat that crocodile, man.
Right now,
She's
in a pretty good mood, and she even said, "Yo, I don't even know who I am." You know what I'm saying? So I think shit is gonna go awry. Like something is gonna happen, and the thing is, Big Mom, she's gonna go berserk, and I don't think there's anybody other than Kaido on that island that can stop her. So talk about
have you called King up?
Come on,
I wonder how much, because the thing is like I feel like the way that Oda's gonna go with this is I think that Big Mom's gonna be nerfed in the sense that she still has her like superhuman strength, but I don't know if she's gonna have like one, she probably doesn't even know that she has a devil fruit, and two, she probably doesn't know how to use it at all. So like that's gonna be how like Big Mom gets nerfed, quote unquote, through all this shit.
They also, I feel like
she's probably gonna end up fighting someone. I don't know who though, but
they also
I feel like Napoleon's gonna fuck this up somehow.
They also point out that Napoleon he hasn't said anything the entire time.
Yeah, which is weird because
Zeus
it seemed it seemed like Zeus knew who Nami was and everything, and I don't know.
Yeah, Zeus is fine. I just
what?
I think it's weird he's not talking at all.
Yeah, maybe
like, even if he lost his memory, he would say something, right?
Yeah, and even they were like pointing to with Napoleon, like he hadn't spoken stuff, which I like how Oda kind of like mentioned that.
Yeah,
you know, because it makes me wonder like what's going on for that to happen. Like how bad is her condition if it's like affecting like, the homies and shit, you know?
But it's not affecting the homies. It's not all of them.
I mean, they sleep though.
It affects the one like closest to her, which is Napoleon, which is that's pretty significant. Any theories about this Zoro thing?
See, I was looking at him like it was weird because it's like okay, like how
Look,
like
I've never ever once heard Zoro say the word snatch.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we don't really see Zoro
might
like.
Be...
Yeah, the translation could definitely be off though, and it could be something else. But I guess like the way he says it, like I don't know, like you have to hear in the anime or something.
Well, he
like,
trains a lot off screen. I don't know. Maybe it's something he just does.
There's two things to this.
Mama had said Santorio or something. I'd be like, okay, yeah.
Well he said it's just a training thing. It's not like a, but I think there's two, like the two theories that I think are the most likely is one, I think the most likely is that like it's kind of just like a thing to where she's like, okay, you're like supposed to be like the heir to the throne kind of thing, so like you can't be using like some
bad words.
Like slang.
Not even bad word. Yeah, slang, right? Yeah. Like you got to talk like a emperor. You can't be using like this like.
But I can 100% guarantee that Odin used slang.
Yeah,
probably.
Most likely, yeah. And that's probably going to be part of his character.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you know how like nobles are supposed to talk. Like,
exactly.
You know, like they've kind of like made like a point to this before, to like, oh, Momo, that's not how you're supposed to act. You know, you're supposed to be like the.
Yeah.
And it fits with Odin too, because he was like a problem child, where his pops had to like throw him out.
And the thing is, Momonosuke right now is around the Straw Hats, which is the best and worst people he can be around, because they're gonna like provide him like certain values that are going to be great, but they're going to teach him like the worst possible things, like as far as being a pervert and like again saying snatch and all that shit, which is probably not the best thing for a noble like him. But
the other thing that I was thinking, which is kind of the same thing but just a little bit different, is that it might have something to do with Ryuma in some sense. I have no idea how this connects together, but I'm just thinking like, because like she talks about how it's like a thing of like curry, and like she's talking about like how it's like a bad thing. So like maybe like there was like some like training style or something that was like
they say it's Curry dialect of old.
So maybe that like Ryuma's possibly from Curry, and that's like part of his speaking dialect. Because then again, you have to go back and look at the anime and see like how like he said certain words or how he kind of paraphrased it. So like it kind of connects with what like Zoro's doing.
Yeah.
But initially, I thought that where did Zoro get this from? And I kind of course it goes back to Koshiro. And there's this tie Koshiro to Wano. Is it something?
Yeah, that's I saw that in the chat. It's hard to say. I mean, the thing is like they made such a big deal out of it to the point where I feel like there's more to it than that. Like, you know what I mean? Because like she was like, "Whoa, where did you learn that?"
Yeah.
Like, like she was like, "What the like."
Because now people are saying this is foreshadowing that Zoro's from Wano.
Well, I mean, if it's weird because unless he had this accent prior, like because it depends. Like, let's say like the start of the arc of Wano, right? Like when we hear in the anime, he's talking the Curry dialect already, right? Trying to pick up and stuff. Then maybe that's like the early clue or whatever. But then again, how would he not know this is where he was from?
Wait, what did you say? Who was talking the Curry dialect? Sorry, I missed that.
Like with Zoro. Like let's say they have the start of the arc, right? In the anime, like when we actually get those parts and he starts talking the Curry dialect, right? Like, that'll be the clue to give to the audience that like he's already speaking in it because he knows it. But then it's like if he was from Wano, how would he not like? That there would be hints. It would tell you like, oh yeah, like I'm going back here. I've been here before. Like
maybe he's keeping it a secret like Sanji was,
or he was actually lost.
How old would Kuina be right now?
She's a year older, 2 years older than Zoro.
So she'd be what, 23? Or
let me look.
Because Zoro's 21, right?
Well, the thing is okay. So
no, Zoro's 23, I believe.
She's 11 when she died. When she was 11, she died. She was 11. And he is.
If we're going down this route, are we implying that like Zoro was in Wano at some point
Nah. Well, I was thinking like he just learned it from Koshiro.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say the thing is like Zoro is 21, and they like skip 20 years into the future. So if Zoro was ever in Wano, he would have been 1 year old when this happened. And she said this is the Curry dialect of old, so it's even before that. So this is like some old shit, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is weird. I feel like Oda's gonna tie this shit in so beautifully. Like I could.
I don't doubt it. Because like the thing is, for some reason Zoro looks so fucking menacing in that picture. I'm not really sure what was going on.
But think about how outsiders see Zoro. That's how they see Zoro.
Yeah, it's the Ronin.
That's how they see him. So I think that's like how Momonosuke sees him as well, because Zoro doesn't really fuck around, and Momo's fairly new to them. So.
But it also makes you think too, like, would it be similar to how like they view Ryuma at one point in time? Because obviously there's like the parallels to them, so that's how they're gonna connect it because they remember from what they dealt with like 20 some years ago when Ryuma was a wild and outs.
Yeah, this is Zoro's Momo's sister.
Now we got you.
I'm rolling.
You rolling? I'm not rolling.
I'm rolling. Ivankov, right? Wasn't Ivankov that didn't Ivankov pull up to Koshiro?
You know what?
We thought he switched.
Might be onto something.
Anyway,
Frub is so gay, ha ha ha. Zoro looks so menacing. Why is that gay? Like what?
Because you're a Zoro fanboy.
Yeah, I know, but what? It's not like I said Zoro is so cute. I said he looks like a fucking I don't know what the fuck that is.
I don't know. I guess say somebody's menacing means they're cute.
Wild.
They talked about Koyoshiro and how he took charge of the Yakuza 20 years ago. Right? Mm-hmm. The Hyogoro, the flower. And I guess they were trying to they kind of were hyping Koyoshiro, then they went away from it. And then they started talking about other shit. And they talked about a poneglyph being there. But more than likely the road poneglyph, it makes sense for it to be Onigashima.
Yeah, like, just to give some slight criticism, even though it's not like the biggest criticism ever, just from a writing standpoint, I feel like it's kind of like bad writing to introduce the guy in the same chapter and then like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like they should have brought this Hyogoro, the flower, up like earlier on and then brought it up like now. Like that would have been better, but I don't know.
I
like it's a little bit lazy to do that in the same chapter.
I see your perspective. I don't know if it's lazy, but it's just kind of in your face.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the same thing like when they're introducing all the other characters, eventually their ties started coming in after. But him, I think it's like you honestly could have done them maybe a little bit earlier. So it's extending it this much. But then it's like, how do you fit everything else in? I think like right now, the flow is still fine as it is.
Well, the thing is when? Because maybe last chapter when it's talked about him being, or not even last chapter, when Koyoshiro is first introduced as a Yakuza, and said that he took charge 20 years ago from Hyogoro the Flower.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, because the thing is, I think it's based on the time it's put, it doesn't affect anything at all, It's just one of those where it's like, it's in a chapter, and then as the chapter went on, after they called him Grandpa Hyo, that's why I was like, oh shit, that must be the same guy. Before I even saw that, that's like, he said, oh, I'm whatever. But the poneglyph, is that going to play a role? I mean, obviously it is, but
no, I don't think the poneglyph is relevant to this arc.
Nah, come on, bro.
No, I'm sorry, you were just asking a weird question.
No, it's kind of weird.
That's Robin's only purpose.
No, you were like, is the poneglyph gonna be relevant? I'm like, yeah.
No, I meant like when. When do you think they're gonna get a poneglyph before the final battle, or like after? Then they take the rubber.
I feel like they gotta get the first one, like the one Brooke was talking about, and then the road poneglyph is gonna be like during the war. Robin's gonna be trying to get that thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure because they brought up what was the dolls called?
The Kokeshi dolls. What are those?
Yeah.
So basically, it's like if you ever
What
think
are
of like
those?
those, it's like the Russian dolls where it's like one big doll and it's like goes down to smaller dolls. If I'm not mistaken, that's
Is
kind
that
of what
like a
they're based
Hawkins? Is
on.
it Hawkins?
Not really actually. Like, let me see if I
What's
can
a
find like the thing.
what's a
But yeah,
Kokushu
it's
doll?
it's like it's like basically like
It's like
Remember what Hitetsu was the way he's supposed to be making those dolls? Like
yeah.
that's basically what his job was. Like
What do
those
they
they're like
do?
they're like it's like basically little like action figure like toys things that they had like back then.
So that has to be like somebody's power then.
Yeah, it has to be
Yeah,
some
it's
weird.
like a little tiny wooden doll. I'll find an image. Show you
I'm
what
assuming it's some weird devil fruit power. I don't know what the fuck it would be or how that's related, but that's
yeah.
what
You
I
guys think
thought.
Sugar's been come to Wano?
Sugar.
Fuck up.
Nah, fuck that.
All right, so we get to the flower capital, and it's confirmed that the boy destroyed page one.
Yep.
Laz, how do you feel about this?
I mean, I don't know, man. Oda's he was hitting maybe 80% from the field. He's looking like a 40%
I
from the field
mean, come
now.
on, guys. Y'all didn't really think we was getting that fight, did you?
I mean,
Nah,
kind
he's
of.
Did you? No.
I mean, honestly, a little bit, but it's whatever.
Like the fight started right in front of us. Why would we get it?
I mean, I thought there was.
That's
I
how
thought there
Oda
was
does. He
I
showed
thought
us
there was
enough of it.
Yeah, I thought there was a chance, but at the same time, I realized that that fight couldn't drag on because
Yeah,
it would cause too much commotion
it's
and
too
like.
much.
Yeah,
It
but
didn't
then
have to be. It didn't have to be like a 5-chapter fighter.
No, I know
or
that. I
like
get that. I
Like,
get
he's
that.
just
No, I
completely
get
off.
yeah, but it's like what happened to
That's
page one
whack.
now? Is he in the hospital with Cracker too, or like he's gone for the rest of the arc?
This is the thing. This is the way I look at it. If I'm going to complain every single time Oda off screens anything, I might as well drop the series. Like, because like I'm just not going to enjoy anything about One Piece at that point. Like, I don't
Well,
know.
the thing is,
but
guys,
like, in
if we
terms
had
of
gotten page one, we wouldn't have gotten to see Alpaca Man.
I mean, that's right.
Which-
Hey, Alpaca's
Come on, give and take, guys.
but I'm assuming like for us, like how like later on we're gonna be seeing them facing off against the commanders and stuff. Like we got to see how believable it is, and we're taking away like the stepping stones to them trying to fight these guys afterwards. How like can we look at it as believable?
Well, the
if
thing
we're
is,
not getting the final product,
I mean,
you know?
but think about the Yanji thing. Like Oda had Sanji off screen Yanji, and then eventually
that was also trash.
I don't think it was trash. I don't think it was necessary. Because it gave us perspective without seeing the fight. Because he said, "Oh, Sanji casually beat Yanji," which kind of showed like, okay, Yanji can't fuck with Sanji.
I agree that I wish Oda gave us more, but it's not like something that like fucking ruins my day. You know what I mean?
Like this thing, it doesn't bug me, but I'm just saying, like, when we go to the actual commander fights, because then it's like us saying, like, can we believe Zoro can fight a commander now, or like Sanji can fight a commander now? And it's like if we don't get to see those stones like being shown, then it's like when it happens,
I
and we
agree,
see them
lad,
like tying
but-
up, it's like how does it make sense?
No, I agree 100%, but I don't think this is the end of like their like battles or whatever. You know
Oh
what I
yeah, I
mean?
know. Like the training session will still go on, but it just depends. Like, because I feel like by the time we get to Act 3, like that's when like they should be getting ready to actually like, compete in those fights. Maybe not win it, but at least be able to stand toe to toe with them.
Like when it comes to off screens, I don't care about stuff like Aokiji versus
Right, no.
Clifford,
Yeah, like, no,
right?
that-
where it was like we didn't see it. But I mean, if a fight starts in front of us and you're off screening it, that's kind of whack.
No, I agree, Devil Egg. I agree 100%. I'm with you 100%. Like I wish you wouldn't fucking off screen it, but it's like it's not gonna ruin like the chapter experience for me, right? Because it's just something I expect. It's kind of like how Oda writes.
I think the purpose of it was not to show the fight between Page One and Sanji, but to show.
I mean, like, no, but I mean, you have like a fucking what was he? A Spinosaurus show up and he's like in a fight with Sanji. You know, that I kind of want to see that.
The purpose of it was to show off the raid suit. I mean, you saw the abilities of the raid suit. I don't think it was just that was it. You know, we're gonna see Page One eventually, and he may be like, "Oh, the brat got away," or something. I mean, or he could be
that wouldn't make any sense.
Or he could be fucking face down somewhere.
The whole point of that fight was so Sanji could finish him off for the war.
Yeah, he said if we can take out one of their commanders as well, that would be good. But I don't know. It depends on where Oda goes with it. I mean, regardless, Sanji got away and he's chilling. I thought the part where they talked about everything that was happening, Sanji mentioned in the bath. I didn't get it at first because he had the fucking red suit in his hand.
Honestly, yeah. I found that funny because when I was watching your reaction, I didn't even notice like that whole part about how he was like looking at the raid suit, like contemplating, like, and even if you look before,
he said woman's bath. Yeah,
yeah.
He said woman's bath. Try guy. Does the newspaper say anything about Luffy's situation? Udon. And he's like, "Does anybody know the closest bathhouse?" Thought that
Yeah.
was fucking hilarious. How old?
I didn't even notice that.
I don't
It
find
was
it funny because sexual assault is not funny, and I don't condone it.
I mean, I agree,
Shut
but
up, Jesse.
yeah.
But then we got great information that kid fucking dipped out.
Kid season.
Kid said,
Another offspring.
what do you, what?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, I was about to say that I will not stand for that.
Oh my
Bro,
god.
smack the fuck out
I
of him.
mean, I figured Kid would have gotten fed up eventually, but I expected him and Luffy to escape together. But I guess this just shows that Kid is not gonna play the role that the other
Yeah,
supernovas play.
Oda did foreshadow this a little bit. I wasn't exactly sure if he was gonna follow through with it, but he said like when fucking what's his face, the annoying fucking gooey guy, what's his name?
Caribou.
Yeah, Caribou. When Caribou was being annoying, Luffy was like, go like fucking go with Kid,
That's a
like
good point.
don't yeah. So that I was thinking that was a possibility, and I like that he actually went through with that. But the one thing I'm wondering though is, did he escape on his own, or did like Killer devise some plan to get him out? You know what I mean? Because like how Luffy's entire crew is like kind of devising a plan. It might be the same thing with Killer, to where like he did something.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a bunch of parallels with Luffy and Kid right now because they keep bringing up this whole like his arm getting chopped off if you hit a prison guard, and we already know. I think that's why fucking Kid's arm got fucking taken away from him, was because he probably did some
Yeah.
shit.
You mean his metal one?
Yeah, his metal one. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably did do some shit. But Kid dipped out. Kid was like, "Fuck out of here. I'm gone. Fuck this shit."
Yep.
Which makes sense with his personality, and Oda's going out of his way to show that Kid is not gonna play nice with Luffy. And Kid's not gonna be like, "Yo, let's work together to get out." Kid's like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here," which I think is perfect for his character. Let's talk about how strong do you think Alpaca Man is?
Pretty strong.
I think he's
man.
slightly weaker than Hold'em.
You think so?
Stronger
yeah.
than the hippo dude.
Alpaca Man. Oh, he's
First off,
fucking.
I think Sheep's head stronger.
Well, he's spit in Luffy's face and nothing happened. So.
I mean, Alpaca Man is definitely fucking complete
Not for
trash.
nothing,
But the guy with the 6 legs, or whatever, might be decently strong. Like, I don't know how strong he is, but I kind of got
He's
that vibe.
slightly weaker than Alpaca Man.
Shut the fuck up.
What's up, Virgo? Yeah.
You gotta stop that, man.
What?
Virgo, yeah.
What's up?
I don't even know why that triggers me, but
Why would it? Did something happen?
I don't know. I think it was y'all I'm not fond of.
Anyway, wait. Those two guys we saw at the end. Have we seen them before? No, right?
What, the elephant and
the Jack lookalike, the skinny Jack.
What, the scorpion
Dumbo.
dude? Yeah. 'Cause I was thinking, I thought that was Jack, like in his human form at first, but I'm like, wait, why does he have all these legs? And I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
shit.
big ass brother and shit with the elephant thing going on, but
It's like you got Katakuri's lower half and then Jack's top.
yeah. And I don't know about that elephant wilding, bro. Because if you look, if you look
He
at the
does have
top,
Katakuri's legs.
no, dude, if you look at the top, though, his neck is like sticking out, so
Is
like it's
Katakuri
almost
dead?
like he might be.
They
Wait,
just shot
sucks,
the same
bro.
story.
Damn.
wait, they say thoughts. Wait, hold up. They say thoughts on Queen in a wheelchair. Yo, stop. Queen's not in a fucking
That's
wheelchair.
why. No, I see wheels. I see wheels.
I didn't
bro.
realize this dude had that many legs.
Oh,
It's
no,
like
I
a-
see,
it's like
He's in a wheelchair. That's
Queen
crazy.
total gimp.
It's not a wheelchair. It's like a 4-wheel motorcycle type thing.
Nah, bro, you thought
He's being pushed by that
Yo,
thing.
these are like the knockoff like commanders. Like you got a
Bro.
fucking elephant type shit, and you got like the Jack
He has-
head.
Yeah, the elephant guy looks like Hold'em, like because you see with like the elephant's head, it's like right, almost like how Hold'em's was. Because you see like the top part, the neck and stuff. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, that neck.
They keep fucking
Wow,
teasing
Queen's
Queen's.
so
They
fucking
keep
trash, dog.
They keep teasing Queen's arm. Like, you look at even like Oda definitely drew that panel on
Yeah.
purpose with his arm like out there, like 100%.
Yeah.
Where-
Yo,
let me
get-
see.
You got a good black to white.
Oh,
ratio.
Oh, you talking about like okay, I see it now. Because he's not. It's metal in some way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a metal arm.
Unless he's missing an arm, but then
But I think Queen is just so fucking. He thinks that he doesn't have to walk around. He's like, y'all motherfuckers gonna roll. me
I'm
around."
also wondering why the fuck he doesn't have arm either. I don't know. That's
Kid
weird.
took it.
Okay.
That makes more sense, right?
Yeah.
Is what's his name? Is Hyogoro gonna play a role here? Like,
In
what
the-
role-
like escape or like
as far as like, is he gonna be a part of the Straw Hats Alliance? Or is he gonna die here?
No, he's gonna be a part of the alliance. I can't see him going out here.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think he's strong at all, but
Yeah, no, it's just a matter of like, let's say they'll journey escape and stuff, because we know big bombs can be pulling up, and if that's gonna be like bait for them to use like to escape afterwards, and he was gonna be going with them.
Till he's past his prime, but I don't expect him. He shouldn't be fodder though. You know
I mean,
what
poor guy
I
was getting
mean,
his
he is
kick
fodder,
in,
though.
dude.
I mean,
If you're losing to a small food user, you're fodder.
that's not true.
I think that's kind of makes sense actually.
No, that's not.
Devil Egg's not wrong for once.
No,
I'm never wrong.
No, you're wrong.
He's always
You're
wrong.
really wrong.
He's wrong with that statement. But yeah, Queen's pulling up to Udon. How do you guys see that playing out?
I want to propose a question. Do you guys have a problem with Queen pulling up on Luffy and a possible Luffy Queen encounter?
No.
why would he have a problem?
No
with that?
problem. We haven't even seen Luffy fight a
Because
second
shouldn't Luffy be like past the point where he's taking on like not the first commander?
Why?
Well, I mean, Luffy is like
No,
handcuffed
absolutely
right
not.
now,
that he's in right now because he doesn't
so he's not
have
just
like
gonna fight, dude.
Pretty
he
sure
has the
he's gonna
handcuffs on right now, right? So imagine
Yeah.
what he has to do against them.
Absolutely not. Luffy's not past the point where he's not fighting first commanders. What do you mean? That category fight was like, I mean, like that didn't showcase that Luffy was definitely first commander level whatsoever.
No, I'm saying like I don't want to see the steady progression through commanders again. I don't if you understand what I'm saying.
I mean, the thing is, every fighter he's gonna go against at this point is gonna pose a different threat. And for Katakuri, the main thing he poses like observation hockey.
Luffy isn't gonna fight Queen. Like, I don't know, unless I don't think he will at least.
I think he might, but it's gonna be like.
I mean,
him
I'm not
fighting with
saying
the
it's definite, but true, we don't know anything anymore. Wano's been unpredictable. We thought that page 1 wasn't done last chapter.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you look at like how like they were
but
explaining
Virgo,
too,
look
like,
at who he was going against. I mean,
yeah, but if you go back to like how they're explaining the whole thing with them using the handcuffs, like like you can still, he can still be doing stuff
I mean,
with
if,
it.
yeah, if fucking Luffy beats Queen with the fucking Seastone handcuffs, you might as well just make him Pirate King at this point.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, Luffy is one of the 5 emperors, isn't he?
Before Devil Egg speaks any more black,
That's true.
Yeah,
Guys,
he has to
I
be able to do that.
I want to address something. I want to address how Devil Egg just sounded like the most confident Sanji fan in America after bashing him for the last year and a half.
Whoa.
What did I say?
I mean, look at who he was going.
He said, what did I
Wait,
say?
what did I defend Sanji or say Sanji was awesome or whatever?
Dude, you just slurped him so hard after bashing him for a year.
Slurped him. I didn't even say the dude's name.
Ready to twerk for him.
Yeah, Devil hates.
No,
him.
I want to hear what I said. I'm actually confused.
You literally said, I said page 1 got one shot, and you said, well, look who he was going against.
No, I didn't.
That was me.
What the fuck?
Devil Egg.
That was me.
Devil Egg. Brago, you.
But nah, the thing is with Queen showing up to Udon is so many factors because one, Luffy, he's still handcuffed, right? So that presents a problem. 2, Big Mom is on her way there, so it's going to depend on how long Queen stays around. Luffy just attacked somebody, so right now she's going to be going crazy when Queen is pulling up. The thing is, I don't want to see Luffy losing to like Queen off of like a technicality because he's handcuffed.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's gonna fight Queen. Like, I'm pretty sure what's gonna happen is something along the lines of Queen's gonna come in and realize that Luffy's fucking causing havoc, and she's gonna do something. I mean, it's a fucking tranny. I'm calling her she. But yeah, I don't know exactly what's gonna
That is a
happen.
man.
But I really don't see Luffy fighting Queen at all. I think Queen's gonna like do some torture type thing to him maybe, and then end up getting saved by Big Mom or something. But
But that won't matter because we won't see it because it will happen off screen.
It's going to be a fight.
Wait, Queen is a tranny?
I mean,
I mean, why the fuck wouldn't she be?
Do you view Ivankov as a female?
I don't fucking know.
I mean, when he's in a female form, yeah.
No, but Queen is obviously not in female form.
Bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's a man.
I mean, the fucking her name is Queen, so I mean, I'm just gonna say her.
Whoa, man. We don't do that around here.
King was taken. But anyway, what devil fruit do you guys think? What devil fruit does Queen have?
I mean, I thought he would have the scorpion devil fruit, but now that
Pufferfish.
other person got, I don't know, maybe a rat.
Pufferfish.
Yeah, I like the
Poisonous
rat
pufferfish.
theory. I kind of think
Like,
Not Rat
like
Valley.
just
That's
because
like an
the
ancient zone,
yeah,
right?
no, just because like the plague and stuff, like
Yeah.
makes sense with the.
I mean, the other two don't have anything to do with their calamity, do they?
A pufferfish? Come on.
Wait, what?
No. I mean, Jack the Drought. His.
A mammoth?
What does a mammoth have to do with the
Well,
drought?
man can drink all the water.
Virgo, a
and shit.
puffer fish is a fish. Dude.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna. Yeah,
Dritz, I'm
say
clearly
that, but-
trolling. Come on, you
Mr.
little.
Dritz. Hey, baby.
I can't tell.
And
what's his
King
name.
is a pterodactyl and he's the wildfire. I'm not sure if that. I
You
mean,
can't
I'm
say
not
when I'm
shooting it down.
I mean, but to be fair, he also did have fucking. He was on fire, so.
Hey, Drizzy.
I think pterodon? Was it a pterodon?
Up last.
I mean,
Pteranodon.
whatever,
Pteranodon.
dog.
Bastard.
Yeah, but he was on fire. Like, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know. We'll see.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shoot down in theories.
No,
Oh,
it's not too kind of
alright.
theory, but
It's cool time.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I saw another theory that he's a fucking pig. That would be interesting.
I think what did Roger make? I think Roger make that. I think.
I'm not sure.
Oh,
Roger
did he? I don't know.
Roger made. I forget what it was.
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
I have to go back and
Okay,
check it out.
Roger also thought that Snake Man, he was going to be using his tongue to sense enemies.
Yeah, you think Zoro's killing Kaido this arc?
Probably.
Yeah, it's some big ass fish. I just know that much.
Drix, what did you think about the chapter?
Well, before I get to that, I just want to thank you guys. I just popped Hunter x Hunter with this chapter. So,
What?
Because of all the text.
yeah, dialogue.
He's throwing shade.
I like this.
Hold on, this goat.
Now, what did you guys think of the chapter, though?
It was great.
I thought it was one of the best chapters in Wano so far.
I thought it was like a 10 out of 10 or whatever like that.
I thought it was cool. 7 out of 10.
Nothing.
Yeah, I give it like an 8. 8.5.
I give
Yeah,
it like an 8 just
8.5
because I thought
for
it was
me.
a lot of setup. Because things were starting to slowly come together. Something that was intriguing was that Eustace Kid is no longer there. He just broke out on his own. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I thought
I don't know necessarily if he broke out on his own though. I think
It's a
it's.
7. so we didn't
Caribou
really
probably
see
helped him.
anything.
Him and Caribou.
Caribou, maybe a rise.
I think fucking what's his name?
Killer.
Killer, yeah. Because I mean we haven't seen him, so he's obviously had to have been doing something.
That's definitely a possibility.
I like that.
I thought it was going to be a unanimous jailbreak. I suppose not.
Yeah, with,
They put somebody on
I was. Yeah, I thought so. That it was
But
him
I'm
and
interested-
Luffy working together.
At how Kid is gonna come back into this arc, you know what I mean? Because I don't know,
Yeah,
like
why would he
does
stay?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what is the reason for him? Is he gonna like try to also defeat Kaido, or is he gonna
Of
maybe
course.
try to fucking get revenge on like?
course.
He already said that
I
he
mean,
wants Kaido's head. That's
yeah.
what happened.
Because
And
part
then
of
we see Big Mom there. It's like extra.
Yeah,
I say
but I
Kid
don't know,
runs
like
into Big Mom, man.
that would be interesting.
Oh,
but-
Strangle him with a fucking noodle. Come on.
so then he could have all 4 Yongo losses under his belt.
Wait,
No.
stop this.
You go because your character's dead doesn't mean you can do what you want.
No, I like
Hey,
it.
that was funny.
I'm joking, but the thing is, like, so when I found out that he got out alone, like, it kind of like shot me in the foot with the whole like him and Luffy working together narrative. I guess that might be down the water.
No,
But
it's
the
definitely not down the water.
It's
At the same time, when Luffy first got put in the cage, Kid was just like, "Yo, Kaido, you will rue the day." Like,
Well, I mean, from the beginning, I've said like 100 times, like I don't think that it's ever going to be a mutual thing to where they're like mutual partners. It's going to be more of a thing to where they're both
A necessity?
it's just they're both going towards the same goal, and they're going to like inherently have to work with each other even though they don't want to, type thing. To where
I can agree with that.
Wait, has
Yeah.
Luffy failed against every Yonko he's attacked?
I mean, yeah,
In retrospect, no.
Only Kaido and Big Mom because
What do you mean
Whitebeard.
no in retrospect?
He lost
I
to
mean,
Blackbeard
he got
too.
some-
Okay,
Did
run me
he
through
not?
this retrospect.
Well, we
got
consider the loss though to him while he was already because he wasn't
got
Yonko by the
my
time.
To Blackbeard?
Yeah, it wasn't
just-
yet.
He wasn't a Yonko yet. That's even worse.
But did he lose?
The only reason he didn't like get shit on is because Jinbei's like, you're about to catch
Jinbei's
this
like,
hand,
come on, bro.
You better stop."
Not pick your battles, bro. Not right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, but he tagged. You know what?
No, Blackbeard took it. Then Blackbeard was about to fuck him up.
Yeah, Blackbeard got up. He's like, I make you are, you know.
I remember. I was
What
really
do you
remember
know?
Blackbeard almost breaking Luffy's neck in that fight.
Jinbei's like, you're gonna get us all killed. Let's just
Jinbei
go
stopped
for
and was
it.
like, yo, nah, B, not right now. Let's go save Ace. Like,
but no,
Not
like,
right now, cuh.
but did he not save Sanji?
Sanji, who the fuck?
That's
is
not what we're
that?
talking about, though. We're talking about
Luffy
confrontations
saved
with a
Sanji.
Yonko.
Sanji had Big Mom's territory. Did he not?
No.
Bro, you're trying to be a bitch, aren't you?
You went. So wait, Sanji saved Luffy.
Completed his
Do you
goal.
remember what happened?
Oh, technically, the Vince Smoke saved
Yo,
Luffy.
No.
Luffy got out of a place that even Roger couldn't have got out of.
Boys, keep the same energy because they're like, when I brought up Sanji getting bodied by Doflamingo, someone was like, well, he completed his goal. The Straw Hats got away, didn't they?
Yeah, but that's not the
Keep saying
conversation. That's not a
And
conversation.
I'm talking to you, Roger. You're the one that
Didn't
said
say that, Doc.
No, but
I'm
that's not
talking
a
about-
conversation. We said,
that's
did he? No, we're talking about a confrontation with the Yonko. Did Luffy not fail? Where Sanji had to save him after he encountered Big Mom.
But the grand scheme of things, they went
We're
there
not
to
talking about the grand scheme.
Virgo, you know exactly what we're talking about. Quit trying to like mediate behind, like, oh yeah, but they got all alive because of the
Not for
protagonist.
nothing, but you be mad head, Virgo.
Well, I mean, when he clashed with Big Mom, he wasn't killed. So it was like a draw.
No,
you can't dispute that. They went there to save Sanji. They saved Sanji.
talking to a wall.
All right, you're just why are you doing devil's job, Virgo?
Moving on.
Yeah, let's.
I'm saying that was that in what regard?
Let's move on.
All right.
Yeah, let's move on because I think we're good.
Gladly.
Okay, I wanted to ask you guys this. All right, so you guys know how Big Mom's kids aren't allowed to have a Viva card for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
So Pearlsboro has one in this chapter. You guys think they like make some behind her back or something?
They probably got some of her like her foot skin or something.
Probably.
Wait, so who wasn't allowed to have one?
None of
Just
the
one
kids were
of
allowed
Big
to have
Mom's
any.
onions.
They said none of the kids were allowed to have any.
They specifically said no one's allowed to have one, not even the kids.
Yeah, I think I do remember that. Well, yeah.
I mean, I would have to see it. I would have
I
to
don't
remember
remember
what
that.
context it was
Because
in.
you think Prospero and like them.
I would
like,
think the
higher-
top. Yeah, that's even. Yeah,
like-
because I'm sure a lot of things.
No,
Big
even
Mom.
Cracker didn't have it though.
I think they were saying because of Lola.
No, I'm sure
It
a
was
lot of
'cause of
things
Lola, that's
that
why.
Big Mom doesn't want that they do behind her back to protect her. So I'm sure the older
I
kids.
can understand
will.
though.
Yeah.
Hopefully that gets like explained because otherwise it's just like a
I don't
well
think.
now we have it kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, I
it's
don't-
that deep. I think it's just like one of those logic things where it's like Big Mom. They protect Big Mom from herself. So
Yeah, but
it's
that's like a
Shut
logic incoherence.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, you guys think they're like making some behind her back or whatever?
yeah.
I mean, if they don't have that, like, how they gonna track her?
Because I think Big Mom is the type where she feels like she's so powerful, like you don't have to babysit me when they literally have to babysit her.
So I don't have much knowledge on that. How does one go about creating a Viva card?
No idea.
They said there's a shop.
We don't
apparently,
really
that
know. Wait, is there something like with the fingernail?
No, they
Wasn't
said
there
there's
something mentioned at some point?
there's an actual like shop apparently in the
There's
New
ball
World that
skin,
actually
apparently.
manufacture it.
Well,
So-
I'm pretty sure you just need like a part of like someone's DNA. I think like that's why he used the fingernail. Like because I think
semen.
Yeah,
Shut the
basically,
fuck up.
it's like somebody nuts on the tree. Yeah,
I think they've
So-
used the example of like using someone's hair or something like that before, right?
Is it cloning?
Wait, what are you guys talking about exactly?
How they
basically,
make the Beaver
when
card.
you nut on a tree.
Yeah, when did
you
that
get
happen?
Paper, you get a Vivi card.
When did what happen?
The Viva card thing with
So
a
it's
fingernail.
like genetic reinforcement on a piece of paper.
Wasn't that how
Basically.
Sabo made Luffy's Beaver card or something?
Yeah, Saba made Luffy's Beaver card or something, and
Oh,
I think
okay.
they also made a Beaver card in Zoe as well. Somehow.
Yeah, 'cause they got Inarashi gave it to him.
Yeah, I think a fingernail or something. Somebody's saying a fingernail. I don't remember.
I remember it also being a lock of hair or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember.
Or
But
some
All
pubes or
Might.
something.
Semen.
Yep, some pubes, too.
I think it's a lock of hair, semen, all that.
Yeah.
Whatever you can get your fingers.
Yo,
Fluids, whatever.
dude, come on.
What? Semen is too much.
What?
All
Oh,
right.
that?
Get Big Mom's semen.
Big Mom doesn't have to.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
You never
yeah.
fucking said how you like the chapter. When we asked you, you said, how did you guys like the chapter?
The one time I tried to be G.
It was confirmed that's also the fingernail. That's how they're created.
All right, just now you fucking know how we feel about a chapter. How do you feel about a chapter?
Yeah, you can see hate.
He's just ignoring us, dude.
Wait,
Fucking-
what?
Did you love the chapter?
Oh no, I hated it.
No, damn, of course,
Oh,
Chris hated it.
All right, let's do this.
Wait, the mic started messing up. Did Ragnar just get in here?
Is
Yeah.
it me?
Yeah.
Yo, I put in a new microphone. I bought this shit for $60. Is it fucking up?
Is it a Blue Yeti?
No, I mean you sound better than before. I think.
No, it's a mono.
If I sound better than you,
A mono.
Yeah, it's mono. MAONO.
if I
I've
sound
never
better
even
than
heard
you,
of that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you sound fine. You sound fine. It seems like it's just lagging out from time to time.
Yeah.
But since Driss hated the chapter right now, how did you feel about it?
No, I want to know what Driss hates the chapter.
Now we're going. Keep going.
He hates the chapter because he's Driss.
just
I don't even know if he was being serious. You didn't even. Did you actually hate the chapter?
Well, did he say 7 out of 10 earlier?
No, that was me. I remember him saying something about Hunter x Hunter.
Why is he ignoring us? What is going on right now?
No, I'm being serious. I did not like the chapter.
Well,
Well, the thing is, like, the
off-screen
chapter
something?
made me worried. So, like, 2 days ago, I think it was a day ago or 2 days ago on Twitter, you guys know who Eamon Pola is?
No.
Never
Well, he's
heard of
basically, you know who
Is this
Scotch
about
Informer
Oda
was?
itself?
Well, he's basically like the new age Scotch Informer, and he made a tweet, and at first I thought this was kind of bullshit because there's no way this would be verifiable. But the tweet that he put out was something as like, a source close to Oda says that his health is in massive decline.
Oh,
And
no,
that's why
bullshit.
like,
Yeah,
the
I saw
chapter-
that.
And I was
Please
like,
don't
there's
let that
no
be
way that's
true.
true because that would take like someone right next to Oda to know. But I don't know. Maybe that has some credibility to it, given the chapters we've been getting.
I mean, I kind of agree.
What-
It seems
what
like
do you
he's rushing,
prefer?
but I don't know why
Really?
did this in particular like
I don't.
change that for you?
Well, because out of all the chapters of Wano, this is probably my least favorite chapter of Wano. It's the
That
pacing's
sounds like a
all over
personal
the place.
So you think it's true that
It's
he's
so
actually-
hard to care
Make
about
the
what's
chapter
happening in the plot right now, man. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm like on the opposite.
You
end.
personally,
Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah, well, that's me. Like, I have.
you think that him being sick is actually true?
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. It could be. I mean, Oda's. They tend to work themselves to death, so it's possible.
Wait, so just why you say it's hard to
That is
care about what's
bullshit.
going on?
Because there's no stakes, there's no tone, everything's a joke. We're 25 chapters in the Wano, and this is what we're getting.
I think
Everything's being off screen, the pacing's stupid, no one cares about anything. I have a really hard time just being invested.
I
The
mean, I
only
thought-
thing that excited me in this chapter was the ending, where I thought that, okay, Queen showed up. There's finally going to be something, to go along with. Because earlier in the chapter, Frankie and Usopp were like, oh, yeah, Luffy's probably living it up. And I was like, oh, baby, maybe Queen will come around and knock some sense into Luffy. But that might, I don't know.
That might be
Like, I have to
off-screen.
see what
You never
Oda
know.
does with it. But like,
Driss has a point.
here's the thing, though,
in terms of,
because I'll give you the
I mean, I kind of
literary
agree, but
reason as to why I believe the things I believe. So, Oda, I do not like the tell against show policy. I feel like Oda does a really bad job of initiating the standard show don't tell, where this entire chapter was just exposition with people sitting down in circles talking about things that they did, but we didn't get to see it happen. I'm not entranced by people saying what they did whenever I would want to see what they did.
okay.
It's just not
That's literally
exciting
my
for
only
me.
problem with the chapter.
So you're mad because we didn't see Robin physically sit in and find out his game plan, or
Well,
physically?
it's not
No, we
like
did- we
every.
did
I'm
see
not
Robin.
saying that I'm worried about like I have to see everything, but I would like to see some of the stuff instead of like everything being skipped. Some of it for that makes like no reason at all. Like the reasons
So
that
I'm not
the
agree with you.
Straw Hats left Toko at the red light district and came to the conclusion that after the events that they were just at and after saving Toko, that the
Okay,
Shogun wouldn't go
that's-
after him, right?
I mean, pretty much.
That's
there's
not a
no-
possibility.
Pretty much, Dritz, you're saying there's no action. There's really no action. It's all just talking.
Yeah.
Dialogue.
Well, it's not just
a
action.
simple-
It's just like you don't have to have action to make something exciting, but
Well, I don't
you
mean like
kind of
phys-
have to have the people doing something.
Yeah, I don't mean physical like fighting. I mean like action in terms of people are actually.
So it's kind of like
It's
the
just
same
in the
thing I
movement.
said earlier.
It's
So
to
the thing is,
prove,
like,
bro.
I don't know. It's
If you're
Oda
not
keeps
seeing the stuff, you
building
might as well
up
be.
really. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's just like it's like they're just sitting down, just like telling the story
But
instead of like just seeing the scenes of them
Everything
dropping
they've
them
talked
off and
about, I
everything.
literally don't care about seeing.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, but I wanted to let him finish. It's like,
Well, like here's the
did
thing.
we
though, it's
really
like,
want to waste panel time on them dropping Otoko in the red light?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because all of
Like-
these plot points don't matter.
Wait, what do you
Nothing
mean?
matters. That's the point. I don't
So
care
wait,
about
so-
any of this.
So Dritz, you're saying they might as well just have not even included it in the story.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing. Like Oda's like, if this is what it feels like to me. I mean, I could be wrong. We'll see what happens in the future chapters, but it just feels like Oda's rushing. Things are just happening left and right, being solved immediately. immediately with no consequences to the Straw Hats. That's just like, okay, it feels like Oda wants to get to a certain point, but he doesn't want to actually spend time elaborating on things.
I understand why you feel like that, but I get a completely different feeling. But what I feel like is, and this could be completely wrong, and maybe I will end up being wrong, but it feels like to me that Oda is setting up a bunch of different things so that he can like start getting into, like, you know what I mean? Like, it seems like he's setting up a bunch of different things. Like, he gave us the interaction with Kid and Luffy, and then like Kid like left to do whatever he's doing. Like, there's like all these like interactions that are like leading up to something big. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I agree with you, Fu, but like I totally think you're right. I think that this will lead into something that was probably more important, but at what cost?
I mean, in a way,
do you sacrifice the quality and integrity of the things that come beforehand?
I think it's too early to say that.
We're 25 chapters in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
25 chapters. Imagine that.
25
chapters. In a couple months, will be a year into Wano.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
And it's also exposition.
That's probably why Oda's rushing things with the
I feel like we could put this into perspective, though. Like,
so are we saying
like
we haven't gotten enough,
chapters,
or we gotten too much? Because I'm hearing two things. I'm hearing that we've gotten a lot of nothing, and I'm hearing we haven't gotten enough of something.
I feel like it's both. We've gotten a lot, but we've also gotten not enough of some other things we should have gotten more of.
What should we have gotten more of?
In Wano right now, you have Zoro. You now have kids.
If the pacing slowed down, Brago, if the pacing slowed down a little bit, and we had more context.
You have CP0 being involved. There are so many things going on right now that can still be touched on.
Well, here's the thing, Dritz. I feel like I agree with you to a certain extent on a lot of the stuff you're saying, but I feel like you're taking it a little bit too far, and like all of this is useless. I don't care about anything. I don't know. I don't understand how you can say like you don't care about anything in this arc. Like, that's just crazy to me.
As of right now, no. I have no reason to.
I mean, I can't tell you your opinion. I just think that's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's just different preferences.
I mean, you're probably right.
Maybe
I mean,
it's
a reasonable thing to say. Just for me, it's like, so there are things that I can fabricate with my headcanon that I would like, but I'm talking about the things that have been giving me so far. It's like, I don't really find any of these plot points interesing. I don't find them engaging, and I'm not worried about them.
I have the right to sit here and tell you, hey, you're wrong, because
before last chapter, the plot point I cared about the least was like the Robin stuff. And I feel like wrapping that up was perfect because, all right, Toko's out the way, all that shit's out the way. The Shogun.
Well, I agree with that, Brago, but like, here's the thing that I would have liked to have seen. This depends. Like, this all goes with like time management. So I'm not saying like you add on 5 chapters onto every chapter, but you manage your panels better.
Yeah.
So with everything that Robin did, you could, because a lot of that had to have been interacting with the Shogun. Some people, this is something I was interested in. I was interested in how Robin would be able to act as an assassin undercover and portray a type of herself that isn't normally seen. So Robin is normally kind of like the dead fish, no emotion person. So it would be interesting to see her in a situation playing something that you would imagine would be something like Nami's role, because it would give you a new side to Robin that we haven't seen in a really, really long time. And the same with Brooke, where it's like Brooke, the finding of a poneglyph and the secret door was like, that came as a surprise to me.
I think you feel like we know that Robin could do that, though, when she's done that before with Crocodile.
Yeah,
but not to that extent, though. And how long has it been, Brago? It's been like, what, 15 years?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it has been a long time, but the thing is, we know she's capable. It's like seeing Robin in that situation. I feel like it would just.
Okay, but this is the thing. Okay, so her entire job, right, was she was supposed to be the fucking. Wait, what is what she's doing called? Like
geisha.
Yeah, she's whatever,
Geisha,
like a geisha or whatever. Like, so she's supposed to be spying on the Shogun, right? So a lot of this stuff is happening, like during like while all the other stuff is happening. So like, do we really? I personally don't want to get panels of like Robin like fucking spying on the Shogun's conversation of like this and this and this, and end up
not spying. It's like
interacting.
I guess that's kind of the gist of it. I want character interaction, bro.
But we saw a bit of it with Robin in what 932.
Dritz, what you were saying last time is that there's so many characters that Oda doesn't have enough time to focus on all of them, and so it's probably why he's rushing things. Is that he can't focus so much on?
Yeah,
Robin.
Exactly. Like,
that's a problem. That's a writing error.
I agree.
But in 932, we saw Robin's interaction with Orochi.
Sometimes Oda will spend like 10 pages of Frankie.
We had one panel that was basically we didn't even get to see her doing it.
Well, it showed how she would act around him.
But it was one thing. We didn't actually get to see like her learning information.
Yeah, but the thing is the premise of it, where it's like they showed how Robin.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about, Brago. Is we get the premise right. Oda builds up a plot point, and then the most interesting part of it he just skips, and then we get to the conclusion.
I don't think Robin finding out about this stuff is the most interesting part. I feel like
I don't know.
there's just
I
more.
think I would prefer that over the numerous panels of Robin just staring at stuff.
Yeah, I'm with Dritz on that.
Which parts?
Basically, the entire time she was in the geisha thing, she was like sitting there in the background, staring at stuff, walking around.
We had a few panels of Robin, but the thing is, when she was on panel, they showed us her thoughts, where they talked about Robin. Orochi believes the prophecy, and his subordinates don't take him seriously. So he's
Right, and
using
that was
Robin
great.
for exposition.
We could have got more of that.
We didn't get enough.
No, not at all. How much have we get to see of Robin, especially Robin?
I mean, after the
Is it a lot? Do you guys think that's enough?
After the Oniwabanchu stuff, the chapter focused on Komurasaki. I mean, I can understand wanting to see more of Robin, but
Yeah,
I
I mean
think
that.
Oda is saving that for probably the Poneglyph stuff.
Yeah, like I mean, this is not all that's gonna be shown for her. Like, I mean,
Well,
like
that's what I'm talking about. It's like, well, you can go like 70 more chapters into the arc and say, yeah, in 70 chapters time, but I'm kind of gauging what we've seen so far, where I can't get to every chapter and say, yeah, because this is actually I want to talk to you guys about. I mentioned this in my last review. Is after every chapter, it feels like people go into a chapter and they say, yeah, that was a solid setup chapter, as if setup chapter is a defense for lack of quality. Where do you guys like? How do you draw the line between saying it's just an average setup chapter to maybe this could have been supplemented with something more, as if setup chapters are supposed to be below quality?
Well, I mean, firstly, I don't like when people.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't like when people say setup chapter in general, because I just feel like it's like a lazy way of, like, I hear that literally almost every chapter, and I don't know, it's kind of like cringe to me at this point, because it feels like every single chapter is like, oh, this is a pretty good setup chapter, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like what they're basically trying to say is that they're like, Oda is like setting up a lot of different things, and like, I don't know, it's like we're kind of just like waiting for the payoff, if anything. And that's always, I feel like that's always what One Piece has been, a bunch of setup, and you wait for like the big payoff moments.
A majority of the time, there's almost always a setup chapter, or a setup moment rather, in every chapter. And the reason why that's used so often is because typically, if you say that, because you see something being planned for the future. If you have a moment like Luffy versus Katakuri, there ain't no dang setup chapter because we're in the moment. There's something going on. But if you see, oh snap, Big Mom just got the Tomasi Brago box, but nothing else really went on, well, maybe it was a setup chapter because you know she's going to open that and you know it's going to explode. You know something's going to happen in the near future.
Okay.
Yeah, but if it's a chapter of the Big Mom just standing around the Tomato Baka box, that's not really good, is it?
Yeah, it does nothing to advance the plot.
Yeah, but that 9 times out of 10, it's not the only thing in a chapter.
Well, no, but I'm saying for the development of that storyline, there's nothing.
How does it not?
You're talking
That
about
was
the
huge
Tomasa-
for the blowing up of the chateau.
The Tomato
That was only
Baka box?
one of the only ways the Straw Hats were even going to get out of that situation. What do you mean?
Me and my pudding.
What is that noise?
Not certain.
Right, Virgo.
That's the bug light, the thing that zaps bugs. I forget what it's called. I don't know if that's a name.
Probably Virgo, more than likely.
Yeah, I think so.
No, I'm using a good phone.
Good Yeti.
I'm using a good phone. Wait, are you always using a good phone, sir?
No, I'm not. I have 2.
Man, he uses a tablet.
Yeah, it's definitely Virgo.
Yeah, so I went to
You just said that when I was in, jerk.
because I wanted to compare, because Dritz said something about how there were 25 chapters in and like nothing is happening yet, so I wanted to compare it to other One Piece arcs. So I went to Dressrosa, and to be fair, 24 chapters in, and Sanji was getting one shot by Doflamingo, so I guess that was an improvement for that arc compared to this one.
I mean, Fujitora showed up at the beginning of that arc.
Well, you had to bring that up.
Like nowhere.
Development.
Okay,
Shut the fuck
15 chapters in, Luffy got one shot.
July.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's better when Sanji gets one shot. We don't really care that much when Luffy gets one shot.
Okay. I see where we're going with this.
I see what we're doing here. I don't know. I just feel like don't be too hasty, gentlemen. That's one thing that really makes
Like
me
my
angry.
problem is the off screens. That's pretty much the only problem with this chapter. That's not even a problem with this chapter technically. It's a
You
problem
just
with
want
middle
to see more
chapter.
show and tell then.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel that way too, because I feel like again, like
we just get told that this kid escaped the prison. We just get told that. I mean, we don't get told. We
Yeah,
just
like, I rather see-
Sanji beat up page 1, and it's just kind of like, oh,
yeah,
man.
like even the kid thing, I'd rather just see him running around the
But
cells.
other than
and
that, the
just
chapter was
escaping.
kind of solid to me.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good chapter, but I mean, would I love to get a little bit more from it and stuff from the other developments? Yeah, but I feel like that's where always going to set up for the next chapter and then do that.
I mean, like, then there's gonna be a chapter like that one where Frankie was running around for blueprints for like 10 pages straight, and we're like, man, he has time for this, but not. So I understand why people would feel sour about this.
Like, I don't know. I just find it weird because there's like a lot of things that were brought up in this chapter that like made me very interested in like what's gonna happen like going forward in the arc, right? So like
Virgo, when you're not talking, mute, bro.
Yeah, mute yourself, man.
yeah, like with the whole like kid escaping prison and like like Big Mom, and then like there's like that setup with like the Zoro teaching Momonosuke whatever the hell that was. I mean, I don't know. There was like a bunch of things that like got me like interested into like a lot of the other things. I don't know. Maybe you're right, but
yeah,
it's just weird to me that you say you don't care about anything going on. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, like here's the thing though. It's like, as I said before, I'm looking for the characters to be engaged with the plot in a meaningful way. And for me, and this is like a personal taste, obviously. I mean, you guys definitely feel differently, which is the case. But for me, I don't really see anything to care about if the characters aren't involved. Like, if they aren't actively trying to be a part of the plot in a meaningful way.
From where I'm standing,
because of so many characters, it's very superficial. The interactions, they're not. There's no depth to them.
From where I'm standing, I think it's tone for Dritz, right? So so with the Big Mom stuff, Big Mom is missing, and they say how important it is, but then they go on to joke about who would take over and stuff like that. So the tone there is not as serious as it probably should be. And we talk about
kind of
like
ominous that they said that.
No, I think Smoothie definitely broke the ice with it, and as Paris Pro were like, nah, it was. I don't think it was as serious as we were looking at it. Even when we were talking about it, Fu was like, it's not that big of a deal. She just fell off the ship, whatever. And then I guess with the only thing that was really serious this chapter was the Queen pulling up. But I think that was kind of intentional. I mean, I do agree. The part that every time I see it is kind of like, okay, is when they know that Luffy's locked up, and they're like, well, Luffy's gonna get out when he wants to anyway. And it's like, I mean, that's how they are with Luffy, just like believing Luffy no matter what. And I guess it gets to a point where it's like, okay, at what point do you take this seriously? But I don't think we're ever going to get it where the Straw Hats are like, oh my God, we're going to die. I don't think it's ever going to be that situation here.
Well, I'm not asking for like them to be like, oh, I'm dead all the time, but I'm kind of like, I don't know. Maybe I'm too harsh. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
I'm known to be pessimistic, but like, I don't know.
It
Because
seems
if I compare this, and you guys know I don't like Whole Cake Island, but Whole Cake Island, the beginning of Whole Cake Island was way better than what we have so far in Wano.
Ooh.
Oh my God, I don't understand what. Okay, this is what I want to say, because I don't understand, because you like the chapters in general before this, even though you still had some of the same criticisms. You like the chapters in general. What about this chapter? Like fucking, like it seems like you just turned a switch in your head, going like,
Well,
these are average
kind of
chapters.
like, well, there's a reason for that. That's a good question.
2 out of 10 is
That's
what you're
a good
making it sound
question.
like.
So like, I don't know. For the past couple weeks, I've been like debating or like juggling topics in my head about, and this kind of extended from like one of the last streams. I forget which one it is, but it was kind of based on you, Froob, when you were talking about like Oda's writing from the post time skip heading into the future. And I was thinking about it some more, and I don't know. There were 6 narrative switches in this chapter alone. So we tackled 6 different point of views in this chapter for about a page to 2 pages per, which is basically just like, imagine if you put that into an episode where it's just like every 2 minutes, it's scene switch, scene switch, scene switch, scene switch, scene switch, which seems to be for the purpose of, oh crap, I gotta tell the people what's going on instead of showing it. So boom, put them in a situation, skip the events, and then say, this is what happened.
I mean, it sounds like things are just going too fast for you.
No, it's like, here's the thing, though. So like,
he is telling.
Maybe I don't know if I'm saying it's going too fast, but I just feel like, I don't know. This kind of brings up the question of like, when there are too many plot points that you can't give any of them the amount of justice that they may deserve.
Well, like
you're moving so fast that you're kind of scratching the bare surface of what you could have for the sake of advancing the plot. And I don't think that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of agree, but like this kind of like comes to the like crux of the argument. Someone says something in the chat that kind of like reminded me of something I wanted to say earlier, but I forgot. He said Act 1 was way better. But like the thing is like we saw all of Act 1. We haven't saw all of Act 2 yet, right? Like Act 2 literally just started in comparison. So it's like
it's almost around the length of Act 1. Couple chapters more, right?
The first act was from 909 to 924, So you're looking at that. It's like 15 chapters. Right now we're like
we're
what,
9 chapters
10?
in. Okay.
Yeah, so 9.
Yeah, we're
So it's
9
like we
chapters in,
still have a
something
whole
like
bunch slowly. Oh, well, I can't say a
Yeah.
whole bunch. We still have like I guess
So
the
like if
last
you think
show to go
about
through.
so
Well,
like
it
if you think
depends. The
about
second act in Kabuki Place is supposed to be like really, really short.
Yeah, and I mean, it's weird because at the same time, I feel like this is like the last piece of the setup, and I don't like saying setup, but the last like build up basically to what's gonna happen. Because after all this, we're going straight into the war. So anytime we have to kind of spend to kind of like I guess like get everything prepared now. After that's gonna be like we're going straight to the war. Like we're not gonna have that time after. So I feel like it's gonna be extended a bit more, just so that way like we can actually get an understanding of like everything that's gonna happen. So it doesn't feel like everything's just thrown in.
Yeah, so
I
like,
expect marine
comparatively-
interference though. So
comparatively,
Yeah, that's
9
gonna come
chapters into
after.
Act 1, we were getting the fucking sumo match between Luffy and fucking the
Yeah,
other
like,
guys.
that was
And I
boring
like
too,
that. I
though.
like that. That was dope.
I mean, I didn't really
but
like
if we
it that
get
much.
Luffy versus
I
Queen
think-
10 chapters in, like
Yeah, I think this chapter was way fucking better than the fucking sumo like shit.
I don't know.
I mean,
but
as long as there's also
this chapter would be better in the aspect that you got told a bunch of things that you may be interested in the future, but I don't like the way that in which that was told for me.
okay.
Like that's the difference. Where it's like you guys see the information or you read it, and like reading it's fine, but I don't like the way it was displayed. It was like people sat around a circle and just like, that's why I made like the Hunter x Hunter joke when I came in, was it was just like dialogue on a page without motion, without feeling.
I guess this is akin to when Jinbei was talking about what happened to Payback, or I don't know, or yeah.
But like, no, the difference between Jinbei is that like the Jinbei, whenever he was talking about the Payback War, that didn't directly involve the people at that point in time. This arc
Okay.
involves everyone.
He was telling us, Jinbei was rehashing a story of what took place. There's a difference between telling a story and telling
I
what
think
you read.
Inarashi told us about the pair. I'm just being a dick. Ignore me.
And also, just like, I don't know, for the people in the chat, I don't feel like I'm actually being too abrasive about things. I feel like I'm kind of taking this in a somewhat calm manner as opposed to just yelling about how I hate things or Oda sucks. I'm just being real about it. Honestly, it makes me worried for the future. I don't know.
I agree with Driz, but not to that degree where I hate the chapter. I mean, he does do a lot of telling us and not showing us, and it's like, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Like,
I appreciate Drizz's perspective because I wasn't looking at it that way. But I can see
that's what I'm
why
saying.
he
I
would
feel like
complain about it. But
I feel like his perspective is valid, but it's just like
Yeah.
I still don't really understand how you just like went from like, these are pretty okay chapters, and then this is the fucking worst chapter of Wano.
Well, it's not like the worst chapter. It's just like I don't like this chapter because like it's just like, I don't know. It's a crescendo at this point, so like I'm at the top of just like waiting for something to care about. So maybe I just reached the point of like agitation for me.
Well, yeah, because like
maybe
for
it'll
me,
come down in the next chapter.
For me, like I'm like in my head, I'm watching like all these different plot points, like kind of like converging to the point where I'm like, okay, I really want to see what's gonna happen next, right? So we have like everyone meeting up, and like like Big Mom is going to the prison, fucking kid escaped from prison, and he's obviously gonna end up doing something like important, whatever that's gonna be, and like we still have like whatever Zoro's doing, and that's gonna be important in whatever way it's gonna be important. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like there's like a bunch of things, like I don't know, I'd rather if he keeps doing this for the rest of the arc to where he's not showing anything, I will agree with you. But to be honest, I am completely fine with Oda off-screening Big Mom beating the fuck out of a Croco shark.
Yeah.
Well, like I obviously don't care about the Croco shark, but I mean,
Poor guy hurt himself.
although actually, I was surprised that the Croco shark lived after 2 strikes from Big Mom. I guess she must have been really holding back her strength.
That's a Torque level, thing.
But I mean, when it comes to the Big Mom thing, I kind of would have liked to have seen the first interaction between her and Chopper and how they got to that point in time to convince her to like come around, instead of just she wakes up, says, "Who am I?" and then the next time we see them, it's like, "Oh, she's one of us."
Chopper gave her a paw.
I mean, I'm just.
Chopper gave her a paw.
What I'm amazed about is how much Joy Boy has been right about Big Mom.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the right to be right.
How was that?
If I was him, I'd be like, "Yeah, this is it."
Even this chapter, she reverted back to her childish self when she hit the crocodile. He's been predicting this for a while.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that the childish.
Well, I mean, that was pretty obvious, to be honest. But
you know that JB's walking around constantly with a stiffy right now.
Oh, for sure.
Like, Mom, oh my god.
That was not a visual.
Yeah, I mean, I think the chapter overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was
great.
That was a very good chapter. Like I said, with Dritz, what he's saying, I can see why he would have those complaints, but I guess they don't just bother me as much as they do him because I guess for me, I have high hopes for the payoff and where Oda is possibly going.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think
after Whole Cake Island, I have high
I was
hopes
just
for
that, and I feel like I'm not holding on to whole. I don't feel as bad.
You got to believe in Goda.
I don't feel
High
about Whole
hopes,
Cake the way
high
you guys
it.
do.
Last time I
so.
believed in Goda, we got Whole Cake. That was a really
No, I believe that was just the one error, bro.
I don't know. Is it?
Nah, it can't end like
Well,
okay.
there are some people out there that love Whole Cake Island.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're more.
they're
It's-
perfectly
it's-
justified in liking it. It's not bad to
It-
like it.
It's an arc. It's an arc that's filled with grave moments, but in no means makes it a great arc.
I think it's a
That
good
makes
arc. I
sense.
don't think it's a great arc.
Well, that's the question I wanted to ask. Is like, so the high points of Wano are going to be really, really high. But how would you rate the arc if it's like everything that built up to those high points wasn't in and of itself good?
It's hard to say. It's
I
really
can't-
hard.
I
To
So
can't-
if you
I can't
just
just-
skip to the best of the best, like how does
Well,
that?
I mean, the thing is,
Because I'm gonna-
these points
you're
are good though.
Yeah, because you're gonna have a different basis for it. Because you're gonna be comparing it from like what the week to week experience is, and then saying you're going back to binge it. You know, like,
Because
you're gonna have those
Dressrosa
things.
had some pretty low moments, right? But it had some pretty amazing moments as well.
Yeah, it did.
So it's like,
Well, I mean, but the thing is like obviously you think this is low, but like I haven't. Like I've been fucking excited for every chapter that's came out, and I
Yeah.
haven't been
Yeah.
disappointed so far.
I think it
so
was
it's like,
one chapter in Wano where it was like, okay, I didn't enjoy it. I forget what chapter it was, but it was just like one chapter where it was like, I don't know if it was.
You got one shot.
I mean, I don't know if it's my bias, but I haven't felt that either. Like, yeah, it's like I've been enjoying this arc.
I think we're
I mean,
we're
I feel like a lot
excited
of
for what
people
where it
that
could
like-
go. Yeah, I think
Like,
we're excited
obviously,
for
I
it.
I
get
get a lot
the-
of people that like Zoro and have high hopes for Wano Kuni have more of a outlook.
My advice week to week is read in the now and don't take your own real perspectives out of it. Like, I really want to see this. I think that's just gonna kill the read for you.
How is Virgo's mic this bad?
If you take
Virgo,
patience,
please,
then
bro.
what's the point of even reading?
Yeah,
I will
Um,
say, for me personally, reading week to week is never really different from binging.
yes, it is.
oh, that's just not true.
No, I'm talking
I
about in terms of enjoyment.
Say that.
Like if something is good, like in the moment, most
True,
of the
but I
time,
don't think binging anymore matters. Like
Binging.
once you've obtained, like I don't know, like for instance, if you guys skipped an arc and then went back and reread it with your current One Piece knowledge, I feel like it would be similar. It would be similar without talking to
No.
other people about it.
I'm
So-
sorry.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
but the
sorry.
bias
that's
that I
just
had prior will
absolutely-
be gone.
like
bro.
I
It's just
realized
absolutely
this
not
when I
true.
reread Whole Cake
Because
Island.
before, like
it
I
was
had like a
still
certain
shitty.
mindset with certain things, and if I had like a more open mind, especially the whole cake with like
Well,
Sanji
yeah, I
stuff,
enjoyed
into
Whole
that.
Cake after the
It's
first
not about-
reread.
It's not even about that, right? So if you like, let's say you don't like Whole Cake and you reread it all in one go. I mean, your opinion might change, but in general, it's not going to change. But compare that to like when you first watched One Piece, like it was probably way more insane. Like, okay, for example, a lot of people that read Fishman Island from week to week fucking hated Fishman Island. But for
Right.
someone like me who watched it all the way through, I
It was
didn't.
fine.
It wasn't like
Yeah, but
it
like
wasn't
that's
like I
different.
fucking
That's your
hated
first
it.
person experience where it's like I don't know if you're arguing if you're reading it for the first time, it'll be good. But if you're like a reader coming back and rereading it, I don't know how much of your opinion is going to change on average.
So I
Well,
think
yeah.
about like Promised Neverland, right? Like when
Right.
I read all the way through it, like if it was just an amazing read because I could go when I wanted to. The
Wait,
anime,
Brago, are you caught up with Promised Neverland?
I'm like 2
What?
chapters behind.
Why?
Same. Don't say nothing.
But hold on. The anime has been
Sorry.
a chore, honestly. Like it's
What's
just
been
Yeah,
so
kinda has.
off with the anime? I've heard you say before that you didn't really like it. What's up with that?
Actually, Yonko Productions has a video on that. No, I'm messing with you guys.
was he? Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
saw,
does.
the, I saw the video. He talks about the problems with it.
What did he say?
He
said
said that
that, You can go, man.
he said that basically they take away a lot of the monologues,
Yes,
which
they
is
do.
kind of like the big.
That's huge.
It's kind of like the big thing that makes it enjoyable.
It gives you insight to what the characters are thinking.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
That's pretty much the summary in one video.
Yeah,
say.
it just feels like nothing happens every episode because they're taking away some of the monologue and it's just like it feels like it's dragging and like these amazing moments that you get in the manga, they don't live up to how they are.
Yeah,
in the
people are
anime.
saying they kind of Tokyo Ghoul Promised Neverland in a way.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say complete because Tokyo.
they
Ghoul,
go that far. That's like
that's
a
mess
complete.
in its own.
Yeah, they went their own route.
But the only thing is that when you look at like the fact that it's adapting like that arc in 12 episodes, it's like
they're ruining it.
It's like
It's not
24. You can still do it in 12. It's like you really rushing it.
Like I said, when I saw Sister Cronin episode 2, I was like, wait a second.
Yeah,
she
it's like
did not show up.
That's fast as shit.
Yeah,
They
24 episodes.
They show her in the introduction. They reveal her already.
Yeah, it's like you can't do that, especially now where the story's gonna go with the next couple episodes. Like, it's too fast.
Yeah. But now reading Promised Neverland, the first arc was like probably the best first arc ever.
It's definitely It's like if you want to go.
I still like the Hunter Exam more.
No,
I mean that's up to you, but Neverland's was better.
The Hunter Exam. I love that. No, I love the Hunter Exam, but the Promised Neverland, that first arc was just
escape arc goes in, man.
That's perfect. I mean, it's kind of dropped since then, but
is Promised Neverland one of those series where it's like a lot of it's based upon? It's kind of like a horror movie where it's like a lot of a shock factor.
Yeah.
Is it possible to reread it and then still feel like the same love for it?
No,
because like you kind of already know, right?
No, you're not gonna feel the same thing. Absolutely not. Because I reread it. It was like, it's cool. It's good. It's still good, but it's not like I was blown away the first.
I don't think there's anything that you can fucking rewatch or reread to where you get the same.
Hunter.
No, you're
rewatching Hunter. I feel the same way every time.
No, you're fucking weird. Then I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe I am, but rewatching like the York New or the Chimera Ant arc, fucking amazing, bro.
Rewatching Baccano is.
I mean, yeah. But I'm saying like rewatching like York New, it's still gold.
It's still fucking amazing.
The only thing that I can say,
it's like I can't get the narrator.
I love the narrator.
I really enjoyed rewatching Breaking Bad, but that was mainly because I didn't really remember a lot from when I first watched it.
So. I'm rewatching Game of Thrones, and it's still just as enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean the 5th season still sucks, but
is the show over yet?
No.
One more season.
One more season.
Yeah.
How was the last season? I've heard mixed opinions on it.
Last season was fine. It
felt good. A lot of
yeah. But I think it's just like one of those things.
It was good. I mean, the thing is like you got to think. There's like 2 fandoms to the Game of Thrones fandoms. There's like the just casual like just like everyday fans, which like people like fucking me, like I don't really know much, and then there's like kind of like the book readers who are like super anal about like this isn't the way that the fucking book did.
That's why I don't talk to book readers.
Yeah, so it's like
I don't know.
Those kind of people are kind of like a little AIDS.
What's the difference between book readers and manga readers? Like if the anime got, or like this is like with the Promised Neverland stuff, right?
Yeah,
that's basically the same thing. It's like you messed up like what the scene was supposed to entail, kind of thing.
I mean, I saw some comments on the bottom of some videos if you watch any anime online. And you always have people that are saying that they can't stand manga readers because they're too critical.
No, but like the thing is like Dritz, what I'm trying to say though is that like okay, so say they adapt the episode different from the book is, and you like it, and then someone's like, "Oh no, trust me, that was trash. The way they did in the book was way better." It's like, okay, maybe, but
I hate when people do that in manga too, right? Like if somebody's enjoying the anime and they just come out of nowhere, like, nah, it's trash.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, if you're enjoying it, that's fine.
Like I can agree if like you don't like it compared to the book, but like some people might fuck.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I've actually done that kind of stuff before when I'm talking to like my friends who have anime owners. Like they kind of screw up the execution of that, but like I feel like this like the difference of mediums. It's like you can't really compare them.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Brago, remember when me and you talked about how in Whole Cake Island was that random scene where Luffy fought those 2 hockey users and Big Mom's crew?
Yeah.
And someone tried to use it in the power scaling debate, and someone flipped. And they're like, it's not in the manga. Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, a lot of things that happen in Whole Cake people were using as power scaling. Like, say, Luffy had to fight those 2 guys.
Machine Gun Mochi.
Gun Mochi. And the thing is, in the manga, when we talk about Black Mamba and how in the anime they kind of exaggerated how Katakuri reacted, when Katakuri in the manga was like casually getting through it, and in the anime they kind of made it seem like he barely got through it.
Like he potty.
Yeah, I know, a lot of the One Piece fights are kind of like that, where like they just make it a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah, like the Virgo and Smoker fight.
Right, and same. Even like the kind
of that was a good animation.
Sanji hitting Goku and causing an atomic bomb.
Yeah. But
which was so fucking extra. That shit was so extra, bro.
It was it's like atomic
so
bomb
extra,
level.
bro.
It was extra, but
because it's like you go into a debate with someone,
I feel like
and they're gonna use that like their logic. Like, he can nuke things now. Like, no, he couldn't.
I don't know.
Where the anime?
I don't know. Wait, this is Wano worse than Fishman Island and Punk Hazard?
Man, get that.
Uh,
person
it's-
out of
we
here.
gotta wait till it's
I
over.
like Wano, dog.
No,
The thing is,
Wano-
I
Wano-
like Punk Hazard a lot more than other people. I don't understand like people,
Yeah,
why
me
people hate
too.
Punk
Like
Hazard.
people are like
I mean,
Punk
I
Hazard the worst. I'm like,
love
yo, Punk
Punk
Hazard.
I enjoy it, but if I had to rank it, like, look, I gotta put my favorites into the spots they deserve to be in.
Dude,
you know?
to me, I don't know. I don't really understand the criticism that much because to me, this is so much better than Whole Cake Island. Like, it's not
it's
even
like,
close.
and it's not to mention, it's like, you look, for me, it's like I've been waiting for this arc since like I got into the series like way back years ago, and like Whole Cake Island, I wasn't like because we
Honestly,
just got it.
I feel like the community contributed to like the people's enjoyment of Whole Cake Island because, like I said, the reread.
Well, I mean, it's like the most divisive arc. In the
Yeah,
history.
it was just like it wasn't fun.
Look, dog. Like if anyone in the
Oh,
audience,
the beginning of Whole Cake Island was like
The beginning was
literally
great, right? Up to
positivity.
the Cracker fight. Well, the
I mean,
seducing was
even that,
no,
like,
that's whenever
the
thing
seducing was
exploded.
kind of slow, right?
yeah, the
Yeah.
very, very beginning was pretty trash. But
Really?
yeah,
With the
Not
pudding
really.
stuff?
Gain to see.
I
like, all
didn't. I
the-
didn't. Oh no, for me, it's like maybe I'm looking at it a different way, but I kind of liked Whole Cake Island more going into it because there was like an established goal and tone, and all of the Straw Hats were focused on it. So I felt like I was actually kind of involved in it.
Yeah,
I
and even like
feel-
the exploration was pretty good too, though.
The thing is,
peak
the
of-
seducing was we got like a whole chapter of like the Straw Hats looking for a fake Sanji.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
but that's
that was
setup
not good.
chapter, so it's
Yeah,
good.
that was like that was like a low point. Then
yeah, but
Cracker
that
pulled
wasn't
up.
even a setup chapter. That
Then
didn't even
Cracker
fucking set
pulled up. Then
anything.
it's like, oh shit. And then Cracker had to tussle with Luffy. Then we got Tank Man, and then it went to like the Enraged Army, and then Luffy versus Sanji. Then it was like, all right.
And then like there was Sanji and the Germa stuff too.
Then
Well,
we
I
had
feel
like,
like
yeah, that was
as well.
sprinkled in as well.
the height of Whole Cake Island was the wedding, and
The
I
wedding
feel
was
like everything.
fantastic. The wedding
Yeah.
was fantastic. Loved
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
so-
it was great.
it fell off.
Yeah, I
After-
feel like everything other than that was like. I feel like the seducing wood stuff. A lot of that was like,
With the
I don't know,
brulee,
I
the
feel like
brulee and
Pudding's
Diesel
reveal
stuff.
was really good. Reiju getting shot, like that was still everyone went crazy.
But the
about
thing
that.
is, the community was
It's
so fucking
Capone.
hype
Yeah.
when the Vince Smokes
Capone
pulled up
stuff
on the
was-
Straw Hats. When they pulled up on the Straw Hats, like, is that why does the guy have green hair like Zoro? Does he look like Zoro? What the fuck is going on?
We didn't know at the
Yeah,
time.
Yeah, we didn't know at the time. But niggas like he looked like Sanji. Like, who is this person? People was fucking hyped. And then
Yeah.
after it went to like Sanji and his family, and then again the seducing woods was when people started saying, okay, I don't fucking like Whole Cake Island. And then after, well, for me, after Tank Man, it was like,
It was the same way at the end as well. It's like the seducing woods was a big stand on the arc.
yeah,
went
I
back
didn't
there
like.
again,
I still
Big
don't
Mom
like the
chasing them.
seducing woods. I
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
don't like it.
With the
But-
beginning of the end.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's hard to
you know,
blame,
yeah,
right?
I didn't actually start hating Whole Cake until the pudding twist.
What?
I mean,
Yeah, I want Chopper to
was-
rematch those
I was
trees.
fine with Pudding.
The pudding twist? Which one?
The fucking first one I did, 850.
When she whispered to the straw
when
Hats?
she shot Reiju.
What anus?
That was. Why did you like that?
No, I didn't like that.
Why didn't you?
I don't know. It was like the way the arc was. It was like he practically like it made all the stuff before it seem really cheap because it was like
Well,
Oda
yeah,
was
I mean,
doing some
I
cheap
think
writing tactics to hide the twist.
yeah,
And it was kinda
Oda used a
stupid.
lot of shitty writing.
So
tactics.
like I
What do
was,
you
I was
mean?
like I was liking Whole Cake up to that point, and then
What
it's
was
just
cheap
like
about
that,
it,
and
though?
then all about it. It was like there was that one scene where she was dress shopping, right?
Okay.
And there are no strides around, but she's lying about having to go somewhere just so the audience thinks, okay, so she's talking
Yeah,
about
that-
that thing with Sanji. And it's
That
like
was
there's no
right.
reason
That was
for
a
her to say that.
logical incoherency. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there was a
no,
lot of
and it was
things like
filled with
that.
shit like
and-
that.
Yeah. There was a
Oh,
lot
as
of
far
shit
as like
that.
for her to convince the audience that she was who she.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
was.
Yeah,
hindsight,
he
it
used
makes no
he used a
sense.
lot of things in
But
that
you know,
arc.
like when you first reading it, that doesn't not make sense yet, so I didn't mind it. But then like the twist, and you're like, what
Yeah,
the
he
fuck?
used a lot of things in that arc to literally just confuse the audience that made no sense in like the actual context of what was going
You
on.
So,
Well, for me,
wait, how
I
do we
kind
feel
of
about
view
how-
it in two ways. Was like I remember me reading it the first time I was reading it, and then I remember my changing perspective after the arc was finished. And so I remember reading it for the first time, and it was kind of week to week. Because obviously, as Devil suggested, we didn't really know how the arc was going to end at that point. And I loved it. I loved all of it up until basically like the everything fell down. And then in hindsight, it's like what happened at the latter half kind of stained things in the first half. For me, at least.
Yeah, I mean the pudding thing, I can understand that, but the thing is, they went out of their way to say the pudding is a great actor. Her acting by herself was kind of like whatever. Like
The acting isn't the problem there, Brago, though.
what's
But
the
I
problem?
mean, like, no, like there's no one for her to be acting
That's
for.
what I'm saying. It's like she stays
Right,
in
yeah.
character. It doesn't matter.
It would have been easier if that had been explained as if she knew they were there. like Pager and Brooke, because like those are the people watching.
Mhm.
But we don't know that. So it just seemed
Yeah.
like
Let's
fluff
say it
or, like,
depends on what
excuse.
logic you bring to it, right? Like, if,
And I think the pudding twist is like right after that chapter where Chopper and Carrot like put like they like destroyed 16 Big Mom pirates in the mirror world, and their crew is starting to look like real trash at that point.
You mean Diesel?
Yeah,
You talking about Diesel and Brule?
the crocodile, the
And Randolph?
It was like Randolph,
Yeah.
and we all thought Randolph was like Mihawk's.
well, the thing is, those
Yeah.
guys, Randolph was one of the guys that was saying he got sent to an island, right?
Yeah.
And then we kind of placed him on another level, and we
Yeah,
thought he was
up there with Lamond.
we thought he was on a level of like Bobbin and stuff where he wasn't.
Oh my god!
Bobbin, don't even get started, Bobbin, man.
So like, yeah,
Bro, I
remember
maintain my position that Capone, Vito, and Gotti searched out fucking Bobbin to kill
The
him.
one
because
thing
he
that
knew he
makes
was a
me
threat.
mad to this day is that fucking, and I hate saying this because I don't want to bring it up, but I'm gonna bring it up anyways just because it's so funny to me. Is that fucking Taekwon was right about fucking Bobbin the entire time because we were fucking arguing like, yo, Bobbin is definitely gonna be important. He's like, nah, Bobbin's trash or whatever like that. Like
Nah,
he's just
man.
like.
What
He's
was
just-
it, like,
I was
when he
like,
showed
always
up-
the
He's
one.
like Bobbin is. He said Bobbin is in front. He said Bobbin is in
Yeah.
front because he's just short. I was
Yeah,
He
yeah.
had a bounty of like 100 some mil, and we thought he was like the right hand, bro. Before all
I
this.
remember it was like that chapter where Tamago was fighting Pedro, and he was like, Tamago's trash wearing tights, and we didn't know he was right, but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, but we never saw us under that mask though.
Wait, no, I didn't. I don't agree that he was trash or wearing tights.
Yeah, I know. We were all like, Tamago is
Is
not
that what
trash.
people said?
That no,
No.
me and Ty were going back and forth about that because I was like, "How are you
Like-
trash for preparing?"
Like,
that's
you have to wear electro-proof tights to do it.
like that's not trash. That's preparation.
But it
Oh
turns
my
out,
God.
like, Tamago was like the first form, so he was kind of trash.
Or whatever like that.
Bro,
Yo, random question. I think you guys probably talked about this, but I don't know what you guys think. But with the current chapter, what did you guys think about like the snatch thing? And Zoro Jiro taught me that, and that being like old slang.
See, I thought
Well, I
there was
mean,
a lot
what's
of
the
that was
overall
weird.
thoughts on that?
It probably
I
depends on the
thought
dang,
translation.
everybody
honestly.
get their theories out.
Yeah,
Huh?
the translation does depend on that, but I thought that it was kind of ominous that what's her name, Otaka, was saying that you should, if that's her name, that you shouldn't use that word. It's
Okiku?
like, they didn't go to
Okiku. Okiku.
Otaka?
That's a
Okiku,
big
man.
Whatever
It's
her
fine.
name is,
It's fine. I don't know anyone's
Kiku-chan.
fucking name.
That's
I
a
don't know
nickname.
anyone's
That's a
fucking name
nickname.
either.
It's
I'm not
fine.
gonna lie.
But yeah, what I'm saying is that the way she said it and the way they just left it at that and didn't go into more detail kind of left it. I feel like there's a lot of ominous tones throughout the entire chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Mom with
Yeah, I know.
talking
Like,
about Zoro.
for me-
even the picture of Zoro himself.
Yeah.
like that
Which is a
dark
weird
picture.
image to give him.
Yeah,
you know,
that image of him. on
Yeah, at
top of
first
it.
I was like Ryuma, and then when I looked
Yeah,
at
that's
the
what I
map
thought.
later
It
on
gave me- it
after the
gave-
chapter,
I mean,
it's all within like those towns. Shoot tomorrow and all the ruffians that Odin went to came from some like
Yeah,
maybe
it
that's
gave
not
me,
Ryuma because Ryuma was like king. I don't know.
Yeah, but then again, it's like that's a region like where everything was all screwed up and stuff. You would think Ryuma probably was from there.
But
That's
I
not
mean,
how
Dritz-
it gave me vibes of Batosai, like kind of
Dritz,
like
I took
Yeah,
it back
both
to
of them
like just
mentally, yeah.
Koshiro and him just inheriting that from Koshiro, and maybe Koshiro has ties to Wano.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
it
I
was
took it.
we were
Zoro
saying too-
inheriting it from Kyoshiro.
Yeah, not hearing
Is
that,
that
like him
what you said?
training, the training.
yeah when they talked. Well, because he said that's what they do when they train in a snatch.
Yeah.
Didn't they do something like that with Koshiro with the kids and stuff
Yeah.
at one point? But
So
I think it
what's the
might be
idea
an-
of like why Zoro knows this? Is this going to rekindle the Zoro from Wano left at one
Yeah,
left at one ideas or?
Yeah.
well, he got
No.
lost.
and then Hiyori's Kuina.
Zoro is definitely not, or this definitely does not imply that Zoro's from Wano.
But he probably has like lineage here, may not from
Well,
Wano.
how do you think? What's the what do you think is why he knows that then?
Well,
Well,
I
then
mean,
I say
I
it's
don't
before-
necessarily know, but I mean, there's a possibility, and I don't know if I like agree with this or not, but I talked about it earlier. It seems like the most likely thing might simply just be is that she's saying that he's kind of like talking like not how like a noble should talk, like it's kind of like slang talk to a certain extent,
It's,
right?
unbecoming
Like
of,
you're not like acting like the part, because like I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, it could be
even
that as
with
well.
the like swoosh or whatever. Like I don't even know what the hell that's supposed
It's
to
like
mean.
he's slashing and saying shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think it implies that it comes from people who aren't necessarily thought well, but this still doesn't explain how Zoro knows it though. Unless the explanation is that whenever he went to Wano at first and he started walking around, he heard other people saying it and just started saying
Do
it.
you think
but I
this
don't
is
know why he
something
would
Zoro
know
just
I thought it was
learned?
like it's something that certain samurai say.
Wait, do you think this is
Certain
something Zoro
certain
just
types of
learned,
samurai.
Dritz?
I mean, no, I don't think that. But like, what's the other explanation as to other than Zoro's like he knows more things about Wano than he's letting on kind of stuff?
But the thing is, I don't know. Maybe Zoro doesn't even know it's from Wano.
Well, I thought Zoro. Yeah,
You think
I
it's just like a
Zoro-
swordsman
Zoro
kind
Yeah,
of
it's
thing?
just like one of those things
Yeah,
that he picked up, and it's just like, oh shit, that's from Kuri.
Exactly. He could have learned
Yeah,
it back.
but then again, like, you could-
Well, then
you know-
there has to be a character connected that he learned it from because
That's
the
what I'm
only people
saying. That's
that
what
would
I'm
know
saying.
about it are people.
Koshiro.
Huh? You really
Yeah,
think he has that mate?
Well, because if you
He's
it
that
depends,
important?
it depends on like if you
He
how
could
much you
be.
value. It depends on like how much you value the memory card data books because they already said before that Koshiro, while he's residing from Fushia or Kuyusha village, whatever it's called, right? He was never actually born there, and it goes the same thing with Zoro. Just because he was raised there doesn't mean he was like technically born there.
Yeah.
Right.
So you can kind of make the theory that if he was actually born in Wano, which would be the assumption for the samurais, then that's where he might have picked that up from before moving over.
So
Yeah.
how were you on like the Zoro second flashback kind of stuff?
Well, I mean,
Wano thing.
that's here's my thing is because like when I look at the entire cast of Straw Hats, I mean, like he has the weakest backstory. Do I like to see more from him? Yes, but it's like I want to see like at least little implications, like how he did with Sanji, how he did with Luffy, how he did with Robin and stuff. Where once it comes into play, it'll make sense. So it doesn't feel like it's just being thrown in, so he can have a backstory like everyone else has. Because I feel like I like it if he's like his own guy, where he doesn't have to have lineage or nothing. He made himself from nothing to something.
Yeah.
But I do feel like there's too many things that are tying where he is gonna have some kind of importance, at least somewhere in lineage.
After some information about this One Piece movie, man, I think Zoro's gonna be important.
Yeah, it's just like you don't
He's
have
gonna
like
have
a character.
some lineage about him. He is.
Yeah, and it's like the whole Ryuma thing,
Wait,
right?
what
It's
do
like
you mean?
why would you draw a character with Ryuma like having the same design as him? Like, don't you think that's completely like weird? Everyone
think
else
it's
has their own
intentional.
design. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, like there has to be something.
Well, a
tied
lot of
to
the
it.
One Piece characters had like one shots, like so, like Luffy and Nami, they had their one shot, where it was like the one shot before One Piece,
Yeah,
and then like the three triggers for One Piece, according to Oda, were Zoro, Luffy, and Nami, and then Zoro had like his own thing, with like the prototype for Zoro was definitely Ryuma, 100%.
yeah, and I'm saying like even with the monster special, because the fact that he even incorporated now into the story, it's like you have to think, yeah, there is going to be some kind of lineage thing. It's just a matter of now how do you tie that without feeling like it's being forced. Because I don't know how you could force it from there. Like once we get to see like, because it's weird. Because like him just showing up like in his flashback is so weird because like he just shows up the dojo, just like as is. If you go with the
Right,
anime,
yeah.
he just randomly appears. Like how like he just, some random kid just appears like, oh, I want to fight. Like what kind of backstory is that? There's gotta be more to
I
it.
feel like it's simple but effective. You know, you don't really
I don't know,
always
man.
need
Well,
a crazy
it worked for
backstory.
back then, but like the only in retrospective, it seems weak because it's kind of like a storyboarding process where like it's like I gotta one up everything kind of thing to make it that much more emotional. So like Zoro was the first person, so you kind of got the short end where it's like, oh, you know, my girl fell down some stairs, and then like
Yeah,
it
like the
goes to
emotional,
Nami, it's like my parents died.
yeah, like the emotional thing already happened, like so far behind, where now it's like it doesn't really matter because we've already dealt with the.
Yeah, but
You
I
know?
mean, like, I feel like it cheapens all the other backstories. If everybody's backstory is my parents died of some bullshit or whatever.
That's every One Piece.
I mean,
movie,
Frankie's
so-
the only difference because his parents fucking threw him off a boat.
No, I mean that's not the point. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't think everybody needs some super crazy, super tragic backstory. Things
No,
are
no,
all
I
fine.
don't
they
think
do
so either.
But like, yeah,
But when
I
you
think
have,
what
like-
Laz is about to say is that like it seems kind of that Oda really, really likes that.
Yeah, and it's just like if you
I
have
think
little
he's going
things
to
in the
use
story that's
that
there already that looks like you
anyway.
could do something with it, why not? Like I figure you have to kind of do
Right.
something with it, you know?
I mean, I don't know. I think that's a little bit silly to say, like that. It's just overplayed that people's parents are dying in One Piece because, like, I understand what you're saying, but at the
no,
same
no,
time,
no, no,
like,
no,
that's like an
Your parents are alive.
oversimplification.
You can't say anything.
It could be like a wipe your situation. He could be an orphan. If the worst case scenario,
no,
he's just
that's
an orphan.
not. Never mind.
I don't think that was Fruit was talking about.
Yeah, no, I was talking about your criticism that not every One Piece character needs to have a sad backstory. I was talking about how like fucking like Law's backstory was like a great backstory, and that was about him losing his parents too. So I mean,
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
was
It's
great.
just yeah.
Yeah, but I
It's
mean,
not specifically losing parents.
I'm
It's
saying
just
like
like,
if you wait, like if you saw like how his demeanor is and stuff, you knew stuff was happening like back then. Like so he went through some shit because of like what's kind of showing off from there. But Zoro's like you really couldn't tell until we got like the little stuff, and even then doesn't really explain everything yet.
Yeah, it's a lot to see from Zoro. I think we're gonna get some good
So
backstory.
when's Kishore gonna replace you tomorrow, Brago?
The what?
When's Kishore tomorrow?
You think Kurishiro is gonna beat you tomorrow?
For your favorite?
Oh, I think he's close.
Yeah.
I gotta see a little bit more from Kurishiro. Like if next chapter is still like undecided as far as like his allegiance, because I don't think Kumasaki's really dead.
No, I don't know.
He's definitely.
they're having a funeral and everything.
If you
dog.
haven't seen a body,
Yeah.
then
We didn't see the body. It was on the
Well,
floor.
they do a Kohen funeral.
Close casket.
Devil, like, why do you have to be like this?
Like Drew said before, the longer this goes on with people not dying from like sword slashes and fucking getting impaled, it's like the Kawina shit gets worse. and worse.
That's
Yeah, Queen of Toronto.
this is the twist of the arc. It's gonna be that Kumasaki is actually dead.
No, I doubt it. I
That
highly
would
doubt
be
that.
absolutely insane.
Like next
that
chapter is
would
gonna be
be.
a funeral. Her body's just gonna be on.
I
that
love
thing.
death.
It's gonna
But I don't
burn.
even know if I would like that. That would be like just random.
That'd be kinda
Like,
whack.
Murasaki is like this, most beautiful person. I killed her.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would honestly be so trash. I'm not even
It would be
kidding.
so weird.
Off
Like
one
you said, yeah,
slash.
that's, yeah, you know.
Like this is what kills her. Like come on. But,
Like what?
all right. Oda's like, yeah, man. Stairs can do it. Slash can
whatever.
do it too.
Yeah, you
would've
can't
liked
kill a
that.
fatty teen, you know.
Yeah. Anyway,
I haven't even
Right.
seen any stairs in one yet.
Yeah, I'm scared.
maybe that's why stairs aren't in
Hold the
Wano.
railing.
There's a reason stairs aren't there.
Actually, that guy came
Nah,
up the
if
stairs
you-
before he
if
got
you-
hit by Zeus.
Nah, bro. If you think about it though, Kaido's mansion, bunch of stairs, spooky.
Oh, did you see Mount Fuji on the map?
Yeah, I saw that. That was dope. They had it in there.
That's where Fujitora traveled. Time travel.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Don't give that man fuel.
It's named after Fujitora.
Aw.
He's been around for forever.
That's basically based on the mountain in Japan, right?
Yeah, he sliced the original mountain. Now it's named Mount Fuji.
Damn, that's crazy. He put it together. Anyway, like the video, people try to get a video out before this. Oh shit! Shout out
Hey, yo,
to Sam.
Brago, what are we gonna do about that stream on Saturday?
We got to have another stream talking about it beforehand.
Yeah, Panda was saying, he was saying if we could do Saturday morning or try Sunday. I don't know. I know what you said about Sunday to me, but
Sunday's dead.
yeah, Sunday's dead. I started a new job, bro, and like I can't do Sunday either.
Yeah,
But
Sunday's out.
I think we should try
Yeah,
for
Saturday is
Saturday.
good. Saturday is good.
Yeah, let's try for Saturday because Alpha, Marco, Pharaoh, Panda said he can try in the morning. He's just a rush. He has a business, he said, that he started, and he has some rich people coming over at 6 p.m. So he has to
What
make.
time is that? What time?
You're gonna
I don't know.
donate?
And well, 6 p.m. is 6 p.m. is 1 p.m. here. It's at 6 p.m. in London.
Oh shit! So he's trying to like, yeah.
He's trying to start, like he said, if you do like if we could do it in the morning.
I would say the best case scenario is like 11 and have it for like a couple hours.
Okay, yeah, word. I tell him
Yeah,
11,
because I don't
and
want to go that
and have him,
long.
and he can probably join for like an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah, that's fine. Just talking about shit.
Okay,
that happened
word.
Anyway.
And then yo, Dritz, is
Huh?
Dritz here? Yo,
Yeah.
Dritz, check your Twitter, bro.
Yeah, dude, don't rely on me to be consistent, man.
Yeah,
I've been hitting you up out that neck to neck.
Oh yeah, dude, I gotta get you, Christian, AFT. Oh god damn it.
I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, he wants to. One of the topics for it is gonna be the state of the One Piece community, so it's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, he's gonna go off on people
it's
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, dude.
because he's
It's
upset.
gonna be-
I can feel
man.
it. He is upset. Like he was
Oh, yeah,
going
dude.
off recently, and I was like, "Come on, FD, it's not that bad." He's
Yeah,
like,
What's he
wants to
mad?
talk about it,
What's
yeah.
he mad about?
The way people are, I don't know. I
Well,
think
he
the way
thinks
people
that
are
it's
treating
death.
people.
people's-
Yeah.
It's death.
I guess some people's opinions. You know,
And I think
Opinions of it.
afterwards he wanted to talk about like like I don't know. The impression was like planetary power levels. So that's
What
What?
the fuck?
like some Thai level
oh,
stuff.
how many Devil Fruits are planetary? That's a.
Oh no,
fun-
like, it's kind of just like the power level after like what we know. He kind of brought this up, I think, in the reference or something to a small degree, where it's like, you think move ever to the point where you like Kong on a moon or something.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'll just I'll say an extra prayer for you though before you do that stream.
Yeah, I don't know that.
No, I want to get his opinion on the community though, because
Kong on the moon.
I
What
think
the
it's a
fuck
lot
are
of
you
shit, but
using?
I don't think. What's that? What'd you say?
Nothing. Sorry. Go on.
I don't know. I think AFC kind of has a point though. He gets a lot of shit, but I don't think all of it's justified. Some of it is good for meme purposes, but some people take it way too far, I think.
A lot of it is due to like his past.
Last.
Yeah.
We can't shake it. Like
My shit's valid.
yeah, I'm not sure what happened with Laz and AFT, but there's something there. I thought they made up, but I guess not. But anyway, yeah. So we would try to do that 11 a.m. Saturday.
Okay, yeah. I'll let people know.
Yeah.
Have
that
this
should
thing
be
called a
good.
job.
So you said you want to do another stream, right, Brago? You thinking about
Yeah.
tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, word.
Like later today, actually. Later today.
Later today. What time you think? Like after I got to go to work from 9 to 4.
Wait, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. After 4 p.m.
After
Yeah,
4 p.m.
yeah, after
Okay,
4
word,
p.m.
word. I'll message
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, because I want to talk about the One Piece movie. I'll talk about that later. The One Piece movie and Kaido being blue.
Oh fuck! You said something that fucking I wanted to ask you about, but you said something about the fucking One Piece movie. Oh yeah, you said something about Zoro on the One Piece movie. What the fuck were you talking about?
Well, I was saying how the hype around the Roger Pirates, Oda's gonna go out his way to hype all the Straw Hat Pirates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought something about Zoro was in the trailer or something. Okay.
No.
Didn't you see something on Twitter about you feeling some kind of way about Conqueror's Hockey?
Ooh, I hate it.
Yeah, I don't really like it that much. I don't know. I don't hate it the fact that like another one has it. I hate it. It's like I think we're getting to the point with Conqueror's Hockey. It's like unless we see it do more, it's kind of just being overplayed
It's just oh
in a
god.
sense.
It's overplayed.
I don't know.
You don't care. 'cause
Like
you-
Conqueror's Hockey for me is it's not like I don't really care about the ability, but it's more like okay, that guy's important kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
No, I know what you
talking-
mean. It's
I'm
kind of just like a thing to where it's kind of like hype when you see it, just because it's hype. But at the
Right.
same time, it's like it's not fucking really
Everyone
doing
uses
anything.
it.
Well,
right.
not even that everyone uses
I don't know.
it.
Did
it's
you guys feel anything when Katakuri whipped it out?
That's valid.
when he whipped it out.
I would hope somebody else other than Big Bob would have it.
No, I'm not saying if it's valid. I'm asking you guys to feel anything. Like, were
No,
you guys, like, hyped? Or
But
were
that
you
was
guys, like,
dope. That was dope. But the thing is, can you imagine facing Roger's crew like every fucking crewmate is using Conqueror's Hockey?
you think Buggy is using Conqueror's Hockey?
Yeah,
Man,
at
that's
this
right.
point.
Why not?
Like, come on. That's
Even
fucking,
their father just
yeah.
He just squeezes his nose and it's just
The
Conqueror.
fucking egg, you can't cut it because it
Like
got
everyone-
Conqueror's. No.
Where's
Just throw the
where's
fucking.
fucking where's fucking Dan at when you need him? Listen, listen.
Yeah,
Dad doesn't even talk like that.
He doesn't.
I can't talk like that, so I just had to do my best impersonation. But
That was a
Yeah.
3 out of 10.
Anyway, yeah. So we have a stream later talking about the movie because it's interesting because Dritz was the only person on Twitter yesterday that was like,
Didn't even
yeah.
say a word.
Thumbs down.
That was a fucking hilarious and perfect gift because I'm like, did he say thumbs up? There's like fucking thumbs down. I was like, oh my god,
You know, it's
fucking
funny, I was
Dritz.
waiting for the thumbs to go up, and it's like this
Right.
no.
It's like fucking Dritz. Everybody was like, of course Dritz would say that.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Dude.
So I can't wait to talk about that, and of course Kaido being blue because here,
You're gonna do something about
Is
that
that
too?
really a topic?
yeah.
Yes.
Does it matter?
Yes.
You got anything new to add to it?
He's not intimidating. Yeah.
Not really, no.
Get that ad revenue done.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're all
like the
reading a black and
video,
white manga,
subscribe. Well, that's the
stop being fucking racist. Holy
Light
shit!
blue isn't fearful.